Hello and welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I'll be your moderator, Brandon Jones. Joining me this week, panelists Michael Huber.
Hello.
Kyle Bosman.
Hello and welcome to the Easy Allies.
Okay. Are you the Dark Prince of Narmenia still? Can I?
Maybe tonight.
Can I address
For tonight, yeah.
Just in this building?
Tonight? Yes.
You feeling it?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm feeling like a little Dark Prince tonight, bro.
And my right jolly old elf co-moderator, Daniel Bloodworth. That's a quote. Do you know what that's a quote from?
No.
Right jolly old elf?
What?
Who's
Right jolly old elf?
who are they describing?
Presumably, this is a Santa.
Right. So there's someone in his house looking at Santa at his house. Does the story seem familiar?
Is it when he's talking about Bob Newhart?
Yes.
The Santa Claus.
It's Elf.
It's more famous. It's earlier than the Santa Claus. A little more famous. It was a book. It was a story you would read on Christmas.
Oh.
About a guy and Santa comes to his house and he's like, Santa's making noise on the roof. And then Santa's like, bye, and Santa goes away. It's from that story.
Yeah.
Where he names the deer.
Where he named, yes.
Okay.
As he goes out of sight.
Name that poem. I defy you. I dare you to name that poem right now.
The Night Before Christmas?
Okay. You know what?
Gotcha.
You got me.
You got Kyle.
Making it all happen in the control room. Isla Hank.
Hi.
The
back
divide
me
between who has a child and who doesn't right
back
now.
me
Very
up?
apparent.
Yeah. The father-in-law recorded that one in one of those like recording books where you can like turn the page and it's like
that is
him
simply sweet,
crackly from Florida. It's nice.
I like Joseph Ferris's thing when he was like, "Hey, having a kid, I actually like them."
Yeah, get one of those.
Get one of those.
And very frank. I could believe he'd be like a nervous pre-father.
Oh yeah.
Distinguished guests, we are here to talk about some of the biggest headlines in the world of video games. But before we do that, we have to answer for all the mistakes we made last week.
Pay for your sins.
Isla Hank, begin corrections music, please. Napoleon died from an illness while in exile. There was a plot of the Rue Saint-Nicaise, which was an assassination
Nailed
attempt
it.
involving a bomb rigged to a
Nicoise,
cart
maybe?
called the
Oh.
Infernal Machine. Nicaise, Nicaise? Saint. In 1800, I did hear a rumor that he was poisoned.
Correction for that.
That he didn't just
pronunciation,
die.
Please.
No, come on.
Yeah.
All the poor French patrons that we have just get butchered podcast credits at the end of every month. I apologize. I heard a rumor that he was poisoned, but we'll probably never know.
We'll never know when we mentioned Napoleon.
I will also never know what we were talking about when we brought up Napoleon.
Had to have been psycho.
I think
Very
it was me.
10 p.m. energy in here right now.
Had to.
Andrew Binden offered Best Fiduciary Game for a game that launched in a poor state but then was later fixed, which everybody who's playing a game that launched in a poor state would hope it would be. And maybe that'll come to the Game Awards someday. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl weren't developed by Game Freak. I blame Isla. That was you, wasn't it?
I just meant Pokemon in general.
You been playing that?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Haven't even started?
No, I don't like how it looks.
It does look weird. It's weird again in gameplay and in the fight, and then now they're like 6 feet tall. And then they're
Yeah,
like
I
2
don't
feet
like
tall.
the little poofy characters. No.
A Marvel MMO was originally pitched to Cryptic Studios, but that eventually turned into Champions Online, which I totally forgot about.
Yeah.
Which Cryptic did. Jack Emmert, who we talked about last week, did that. Who's super fired up about the Marvel MMO. So not only has he just been making superhero MMOs, he's wanted to do this Marvel thing for a long time. We'll see how it turns out. It'll take a while. End corrections music, please.
Boop.
Let's do starring role. You know, we just had the Game Awards, and that happens where the year wraps up. It's time to honor the things that have come before. Starring role's wrapping up. This is our last week of starring role. Starring role's going to take a week off, and then we will return with it, to wrap up starring role with an event. But it's good to have Bosman here because you're a big fan of Hollywood.
There's an event coming?
You're a big fan of there's always an event imminent.
Yeah.
At Easy Allies and here on the podcast.
Great.
Yeah. But we just don't want to give any details
I
because
love
then we'll be
Hollywood.
beholden to those.
I love LA.
We have 2 films here, Bossy, that are in trouble.
Oh,
These are actors that have left films that need to be replaced with that can only be replaced by video game characters. From Boone, for some terrible reason, Val Kilmer had to turn on the iconic wisecracking role of Dark Holiday in Tombstone.
Doc Holiday.
Doc Holiday.
He's dark though too.
He is dark.
You're
who
not
will be your
wearing a
Huckleberry?
bustle.
Dante from Devil May Cry. Captain Price from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2.
Yes.
1 and 2.
and the remake.
And the remake.
And the previously uncast Duke Nukem,
And 3.
who I feel like Duke Nukem has representation
Yep. And
Mustache Man.
They did bring him back, yeah, for the new Modern Warfare. They like
yeah.
actually cast an
He's
actor as him.
iconic. He's iconic.
Yeah.
He is the main
I'm
the
not
main
giving him-
honcho.
I'm not giving him iconic.
They'd
I
have to
won't give
find
him
that
iconic.
actor.
Call of Duty is one of the biggest games on planet Earth. He is the biggest
It's
character
missing
in the
icons.
franchise.
It's missing icons. Yeah, he is the biggest character in that franchise, yes, but like can't sell T-shirts.
You walk into a room full of Call of Duty
Oh, I think you
fans
could
and
sell
you
some
just
t-shirts.
say, Captain Price! Everyone would cheer. Everyone would go,
no.
yeah!
You say kill streak, then they cheer.
Right. We don't have kill streaks in Tombstone. We gotta
You say
cast a
double
character
kill,
here.
and they're like,
There might be some kill streaks
Captain
in
Price
Tombstone.
gets me hyped.
no,
There's some good kills in Tombstone.
all the people in the room have to be campaign fans. Like Call of Duty's huge, right? But the campaign is like probably a fifth of its
Fair
audience.
point, fair point.
I'm just picturing Kurt Russell with the OK Corral,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then
And he turns
and then
to
Dante just comes walking behind him.
Dante's
All of them
got
squaring off.
he's got the snark. He's
And
got
what do they
the
do?
wisecrack.
You know the
That's
scene in the
some
forest.
wisecracks.
Michael Biehn's like, "Hey, oh, it's Dante." I don't know.
You know what? So some of my most miserable Hollywood experiences was when I worked in casting.
Oh gosh.
We're dredging up memories. It can be truly brutal.
But it can also make movies so much better. You know,
Yeah.
you
It
can,
seems
you can
like
tell when something's been cast well. Feels
yeah.
good.
A lot of
Idris
hurt
Elba's
feelings.
Knuckles feels good.
You are responsible for the hurt
You
feelings.
devastate people's lives.
Yeah. That's
You know,
tough.
and we don't
That
know
is.
Dante's schedule exactly here, right, for this
'Cause
production.
we have
but
cast
we
it,
do
right?
have him as
I don't like
Ash
it.
in Evil Dead 2.
I don't like it.
Already wisecracking.
What if we cast Dante for the acting and the voices, and then Duke Nukem is for the stunts? Stunt double.
No, Dante can do his own stuff.
What if Duke's
on.
just been doing
No,
stunts
we
this
don't.
whole
We
time?
don't want to risk anything with Dante, though. He's an expensive, important. He's got a lot of business to do. He's got multiple games probably coming down the pipe.
He doesn't need this.
He doesn't
He doesn't
need this. We need
and
him.
honestly, it doesn't add much to our film. I want Duke. My vote's for Duke. I think Duke's a face on the poster. I think Tombstone is obviously you're at a movie rental place, and that's the type of like you
Right.
see that there. You're not. What's on? It's not on Netflix right now. Who's even supposed to watch Tombstone right now? They have to be at Blockbuster in 1997, and Duke Nukem will get them to buy this movie.
And this could be Duke's dream role. Because if you know, in Duke Nukem 0 Hour,
Please go on.
heavy
0 Hour? What the heck is this?
N64 Duke Nukem game, third person,
Right.
excellent.
Whoa.
There is a full-on Western world. On the cover of the box, he's got
ready.
the duster, the six-shooter.
He's already got a
Still
costume.
the shades.
Yeah.
Still the
All
shades.
right.
Yeah.
right.
Shades cannot come off. This
Yeah.
is part of his contract stipulation.
He's already got.
Can't remove those.
Yeah, he's got
A
the
non-ironic Duke
costumes.
Nukem casting. I'm proud of him. From Asbo Zapruder, Mike Myers has walked off the set of Austin Powers after hearing that he was not allowed to be depicted as winning. Who will be his replacement? Gex, Leisure Suit Larry, or Agent 47?
Leisure Suit Larry makes me uncomfortable.
Yes.
I think that's why
The
it's
idea
perfect
or the
choice.
cat?
Everything about it. You say
That
those
is
words.
true.
I'm
Austin Powers
uncomfortable.
has always made me uncomfortable. I've never.
He's a sex
From
pest.
the very beginning, have not been into Austin Powers.
Yeah.
From the very beginning, when kids were doing lines at school.
Yeah, hated it.
Wow, what school did you go to?
He'd be at the stoplight looking at the playground.
Well, wait a minute. Isn't 3 the one where he loses his mojo? In
Yes.
that case, Leisure Suit Larry would be perfect because he's got no
Well,
mojo.
I mean, Leisure Suit Larry's the low-hanging fruit, I think, for this.
He's got no mojo though.
Yeah.
He's a liability. I really don't want him on set.
True, yeah. Me
And
too,
I don't
Era.
know if I want 47 near my set. I mean, he's gonna like jerry rig some piping. Accidents are gonna happen.
Although hearing him just say, "Do I make you horny, baby? Do I?"
Let me ask
Like
you
trying
this.
to do the accent. I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like
but he
Agent
just
47.
can't do it.
Yeah.
Hubert, do you think Agent 47 has sexual energy?
None whatsoever.
I don't think so either.
He seems sterile to me.
Yeah,
because
they
he's a
probably-
clone or whatever. They're probably sterile.
He's
They
a clone?
probably chemically sterilized
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's what I'm thinking.
Feels bad.
So Gex?
So I guess it's Gex. Gex, I mean, he can tell jokes.
He's ready. He's prepared. I don't know if he's ready, but yeah.
Gex
He wants it.
He's 90s level horny.
90s level horny.
That'll be the best frame rate I've ever seen Gex at for sure.
Films are 24 frames a second.
Yeah.
What a weird.
That's better.
Why dig at Gex 3's frame rate? Why even like
Yeah, that seems personal.
that does?
I mean, I played Gex 1 on the 3DO, I think. What did I play Gex 1 on? Was it 3DO?
It's on
3DS?
PlayStation, but it's
Was it
possible.
on PS1? Maybe it was
I'd have to go
PS1.
back on the tapes that I've been making of your entire life.
That's just not an animation, yeah. Robin Williams style. Can I go
What?
back to the tape?
Jones has like bad Gex memories. Something was said.
Crazy.
Shutting down all the Gex fans. Tearing
I never
down
did
the
get to
image.
play Gex. Just saw it in the magazine.
Just like, because like Ocarina of Time has a bad frame rate. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, why are you picking out Gex? right now?
GoldenEye,
Yeah.
bad frame rate.
Yeah, exactly. What are your favorites
the
of all time?
frames of animation of the actual character itself, which is not a Gex issue. It's just the time. It's just the, how many frames of animation did a platform character like actually have? All this
mean-
Gex love.
Okay.
For
My
Mario,
goodness,
like,
please.
60, I presume.
We had the Game Awards, and I was there, and because I was there,
That's the suit.
I
If
don't-
You're, if you're listening, you're missing a suit, suit and tie.
Suit up.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of this. Any of this show that just happened? Were you taking notes? Did you
Oh,
write some of
yeah.
this down?
Blood's
Yeah,
got
this is just like-
full time code.
Yes, there were winners. Yes, there were awards that were obviously handed out.
I gotta make
but,
time codes after this. Yeah.
I think we should obviously talk about what the biggest announcements were. I'm assuming you are super excited about Alan Wake 2.
So excited.
Do we still do rank the significance?
Given that I got out of a car, ate a taco, and I'm doing this podcast, I had not prepared for that.
Okay.
We can do it on the fly if you want.
Sure.
We can wing it.
Yeah, all right.
Shoot from the hip.
Yeah.
Duke Nukem style.
Duke Nukem style.
Yo,
Holiday.
Zero was sick.
Well, Alan Wake 2? What beats the significance of Alan Wake 2? What was more significant?
We should talk about one.
Alan
at a
Wake
time,
2
right?
is very significant. Also, kind of not, though, because it's already come back numerous times now.
heavily rumored.
Heavily rumored. He appears, not a spoiler, I think everyone should know that there's a DLC about him in Control. It's all Alan
Fair to
Wake.
say now. Sure.
Alan Wake focused, and then we just had the Alan
Some
Wake.
threads before that too. Yeah.
Some thread, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
main game, you find articles about it.
Of course. And then the remaster just came out as well. So it's just, there's been a lot of momentum going into this. So it wasn't as shocking as it would have been a few years ago. But that being said, this was a game that was canceled at one point,
Right.
and the future of this entire IP was in question.
You know what has me stoked? Genre shift.
Survival
Yeah, I know
horror!
Yeah.
Yo!
Yeah.
This is I don't know. This is like a genre shift of like going over a dotted line that was like he was standing right
changing
next to
lanes.
you.
Yeah.
Hey, Alan Wake 1, the remaster, just replayed it. Survival horror, like, feelings, but it's such a linear action game. That is just an action game.
Yeah.
It is not survival horror at all. Like, you have unlimited ammo, before every encounter. There's a box of ammo there. You're never in question of resources, really, ever. So I think... Just imagining Alan Wake 2, I imagine,
Right.
but the town, Bright Falls, just being more open and having to scavenge for...
He would be in a different town, I would think, right?
I don't know.
The trailer was
trailer's
location heavy.
The
yeah,
trailers switch
trailer sh-
locations a lot, yeah.
I could have sworn I saw a familiar street in the trailer.
But it also looked like it was like flipping locations. So I wonder if I don't know. There's some kind of like parallel shifting going on
I
there.
already know the premise of the game because
Okay.
I've played Control. Like I just know
Hit me. Is he still a writer?
he's trying to escape.
Okay.
He's trying to get the hell out. And that'll be the whole point of the game, I feel like, is scavenge, get the hell out, like escape.
Escape what? Like his narrative? Or just the town?
That is all I'm gonna say there with
You
it
promised
now.
you knew the
Yeah.
entire game. You said I know the
Yeah,
entire-
escape. He has to escape.
He's not excited to
If
tell
you
other
know,
people.
you
He's just
know.
excited that he himself
Yeah.
doesn't have to think about it.
Well, no, because I mean I'd have to spoil like 7 things.
Spoil.
No, I mean Alan Wake at the. Do you really want me?
At the end of Alan Wake, he's
Yeah.
like, I'm a writer.
Yeah. And then there's the 2 DLCs, which is him like in the dark world, I think it's called.
Oh, okay.
And he's like stuck in there.
There's like a
trapped in-
TV host, right?
There's the Mr. Scratch is
Okay.
like the opposite. It's very convoluted, but yeah, there's Mr. Scratch, which is like the like evil manifestation, but he's also like turned something off to like make sure that Alan doesn't like engage with something inside him. It's like his psyche. Something about like splintered psyches.
Do you think people are going to come in not playing Alan Wake 1 or not going to have idea what the hell's
you're
going
not gonna
on?
know what the hell is going on?
I think it won't matter. And also, this is 2023.
Yeah.
So there's a good year. This is not a lot of games were like willing to say 2023 tonight.
Yeah.
Every
I think it's
remaster
one of
just
very
came
few
out, too.
actually.
Yeah. And then, Control, there's just a lot of Alan Wake, like, maybe sending messages to Jessie. Maybe giving her advice. Maybe
Sure.
creating things. Yeah, going back and playing Alan Wake Remastered after already going through all of Control was a trip. It was a freaking trip. Oh my God. It was awesome. And the remaster, they actually added a couple things just for the remaster to kind of give it a little more creative
I always like
connection.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That was one of the bigger, I think, kind of punch moments of the show where I could hear the crowd like, oh,
Yeah.
like not only is that an exciting announcement, but like that piece of media was cool. Like that was
Good,
a nice.
good title reveal at the end.
Yeah.
Some scream. You see a hairy face scream, and then
Yeah.
title reveal.
Yeah.
Just really quick. I think. Well, the title, the logo had screaming over it too, so it was just like
Gotcha,
very
yeah.
in your face and like, like that's like the good tenets of like musical theater say that, where they're just like, it's good to have a good song after 20 minutes because everyone's asleep. So it's just nice to like slap the audience a little bit with something loud, or like I just thought that was a good. There were a lot of trailers that kind of would fizzle or have like a weird scene after it, or so that was a good loud moment.
Heck yeah.
Let's rattle through the announcements.
Yep.
Well, you
Rank
want
the significance.
bigger significant ones first, and then we can go back to some other ones.
The Bloodworth significance. Curious what you'll skip,
Star Wars Eclipse,
dude.
Great. What the
in
hell?
a couple of different ways, because you're just watching it and we're like, what? It's Star Wars, but this is weird, and yeah, and then we get to the developer.
Really good muscles on the drummers' backs.
Yeah, the drumming the whole time.
Great
Yeah,
muscle.
yeah.
Like, when have you had such a focus on like music in Star Wars universe? It's so
And when they turned around, it was like we were supposed to know who that was or something.
Yeah. Well,
It lingered on his face.
Yeah, the big glob person. I was like, oh my God, who's this going to be? It's
yeah.
nobody. We'll find out when we play the game. Okay. Yeah. And like, I'm such a Star Wars nerd. I was smiling during this trailer. I had no idea what it was. But like,
And then Quantic Dream comes up, and we're all like, "What?"
which we, have talked about. And that's, sadly, for some people, it's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
For others, can maybe be something Star Wars hadn't necessarily done. I can't think of many choose your own adventure Star Wars video games other than KOTOR 1 and 2.
KOTOR, yeah, but I think this has the potential to take really create your own story in Star Wars. I mean, that's the hope, that's the dream, is that these choices really do have a lot of different paths. I feel like these games are getting better, like with nuanced choices. I feel like Life is Strange 2 Colors just did a good job of that.
Yeah.
And even like Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't really change much, but it's like the choices still felt like nuanced and like they had actual impact on the game. So I feel like this could be.
The trailer sells an idea, though.
Yeah, it's all an idea.
Oh, yeah,
It's
well,
not
we
even
all an
like,
idea.
Like some CG trailers are like trying to give you an idea of what the even like the gameplay will be like. Like I forget the Brawl City game, whatever that was
Oh,
called.
right.
But like this one in particular,
Brawlverse or something.
yeah.
Rumbleverse.
Rumbleverse. Right. Rumbleverse is like, we're going to show you with CG what this game is like, what we want you to think the game is like. But this one, I feel like, I mean, they show like young Yoda alone in the Jedi Council room at one point, and then just like location shots of ships. It seems like overselling. It seems like selling you exactly what you want out of a Star
There was
Wars
one
game.
guy in the back of the Microsoft, and they showed Yoda that went, "What the hell?" It's like, I'm with you, man. What is going on?
Yeah.
What
Well,
is
also-
Star Wars if not oversold, though? I mean,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Also, we don't know who we are. Like, it'd be nice to have one person, like
Sure.
we're
you
probably
could
the
sell
goo
me.
person.
You could sell me on
No
a,
way, that's a villain.
We're
Yeah.
the goo person.
No, that's a villain. That's a villain.
What
But
if
I
we're the
mean-
villain?
In my dream.
Then I'm
But if
down,
you
but they
look
didn't
at
really
Detroit,
get into that.
You weren't one character.
But
You
we knew who we.
swap between storylines.
But they definitely, Kara was like the trailer.
Yeah.
It's like we at least had one person, and that's interesting. That's an interesting point, Blood, because from somebody who's played very little of all of those games, there were more protagonists in Detroit, correct, than usual Quantic Dream games. So I wonder if they're gonna like blow that up even further. We're like, maybe we looked at the whole cast in this trailer. Maybe we're all those people.
Heavy Rain's got a
Rain
few.
it's about the
Beyond is
same.
just
it's like
one.
4, usually, except for Beyond.
Beyond. I guess that's what I'm
Indigo
like really
is
drawing
one.
comparisons to,
Fahrenheit.
because they really like these 3 robots like are the people the stories you will follow. So yeah, it was so funny, like having a big Star Wars trailer and being like, neat. I have no idea.
yeah,
what.
I think that
Not a clue.
the High Republic concept is about as much as we can get out of what the heck's going to be happening.
Yeah, I think I think it's cool. I think Star Wars is clearly the brand. I think they clearly like threw up a bunch of different types of games, different genres.
Sure.
We're starting to see that pan out. They have that other one in the works from someone's working on a Star Wars game. But we got the Squadrons we got pretty recently. Fallen Order, obviously. Old Republic is still going.
Yeah.
KOTOR remake.
The Division teams making their open world
Yeah,
game.
yeah, that one. So I think it's just another type of, like a different type of Star Wars game. you can get.
Motive? Is Motive still making one? EA Motive?
Yeah, did that one get canceled?
It may have gotten
I
canceled.
think that might have
something
gotten-
got canceled, but I think they might be making something else now.
So one of my favorite art books is the Force Awakens art book, because it talks about how like their first like weeks of making that movie, they just said, all right, we hired a bunch of artists who are ultra talented, make art, make imagery, and we're gonna see what we get, right?
I bet it's the best stuff ever.
It is. It's all sick.
Yeah.
It's just
pure unshackled creativity.
Yeah, and that's how they end up with like Ray's Planet, where there's just like Star Destroyers in the sand, just like imagery, just like give me imagery, give me imagery.
Sick.
This feels like that. This feels
Right.
like it
Sure.
doesn't seem like a cohesive idea at all.
Right.
It seems like just give me imagery, give me Star Wars imagery. What do you think of when you think of Star Wars? What do you think? What do you think? And it's just like it seemed like a long CG trailer of that. It looked like they want. It looks like they want to like higher up. This seems far off.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and
2
showing
years at
the, like
least.
the merchant guys and all that.
Yeah.
Good call.
But yeah, I think I'm very back and forth on Quantic Dream games, and like Detroit is one where like even within that game I'm back and forth. I'm like how I feel about it. It's like a lot of the stuff is like really on the nose and kind of stupid, but then the way when you look at the way that storyline branches out, it's kind of amazing that they managed to like do this flowchart and have all of that stuff in there. And you're just like, how in the world do I even get to that branch? I have no idea on your first playthrough. And yet, and even with the stupidness, like there were times where I would just be like, I feel very in the moment in the story. If you could kind of like just kind of let some of that stuff fly by, you feel attached to like what the character's going through.
I agree.
And so I think there's potential but they need, like a lot of Star Wars things, they need somebody to be there to be like push back, trim this, cut this, whip this into shape. And I just don't know if Quantic Dream really has that. So it can go, could be really cool, be really disaster. Who knows? It'll look pretty. It will look pretty.
Yeah, there's a lot you could potentially do without like I don't necessarily need to be on a planet that is having a giant space battle for it to like still happen in the story. It'd
Right.
be interesting if like I was like I don't know what the the villains look like, but it'd be fun being like a villain commander, like striking at planets and deciding like who do I want to save, who do I want to, if I'm interrogating
File when
somebody.
ready, Jones.
Yeah, like if you're interrogating somebody, there's like a whole interrogation scene you can just skip because you're like, I'm not gonna deal with that person. It's fine.
Yeah, right. You would be a villain, Jones. Yeah, right. Jones would
Me, the
destroy a
question,
planet
no.
in a
The
video
me,
game.
the
No.
gamer,
No.
me, the Star Wars
Never.
fan.
He would never.
No,
Never.
of course not.
Too
I'd
much
also never
lost
play a Quantic
XP.
Dream game, but so we're just speculating. Now.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Not a reveal exactly, but Hellblade 2. That hit
Oh,
pretty
man.
hard. That that giant.
Yeah. When it said "Help me, Senwa," I was like, "Oh, okay, what?" That was really cool.
I'm so
I have no idea what's going on there.
So
I have
hungry.
no idea how this connects to the first game in any way.
I thought running through and turning around and shooting happened like maybe too many times for a trailer.
Yeah, sure.
And he always bats him away. Why are we even
Yeah.
throwing these spears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, why are you aiming
The
at
spears
the head?
didn't feel like
It
they had
started
any
to
impact
lose
at all.
a
Yeah.
tiny bit of steam at the end, but then they ended with that really
But you
cool
know,
moment.
Huber, you know what I appreciated about that though is that it made it feel like actual gameplay. Like,
Yes.
It definitely
there
did.
was a
Yes.
little bit of jank.
Like
and
they're
there was a
playing
little-
this
right now.
Like
Yeah.
it felt
Yeah.
real, and I liked that about it.
Totally.
It's funny that something has to not work just a little bit for you to be like,
It makes it
yes,
believable.
okay.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that moment. Yeah, where it clicked.
I love that she's a leader now and that they have to destroy these giants. Like no one has destroyed a giant was said. This thing was like clearly weakened for some reason. Like why was this thing
But then it
crawling?
starts regenerating itself.
Or like
Yeah.
just growing into the wall of the cave.
Right.
How
Crazy.
cool is
And they
that?
like knock some black goo out of it, and they got all
Yeah.
excited when that happened. So I think they had to like wait till it was resting, and then they could injure it,
I
or
think that
like
was like an oil bomb.
Yeah,
Oh, they
that
lit
was-
it on
the
fire.
oil and
Oh,
the flame
yeah.
was so sick.
That's why it burst into.
that's what they were all
flames.
excited because they covered it entire. Okay.
Yeah.
And I love the way the
The voices.
voices are already in this,
Yeah.
the way they're doing that, just with like she has doubt, kind of like strategies. So
Do you
so
see that
cool.
skull? That'll be you. That was my favorite comment.
Yeah, that
in
was
it,
good.
And a good pick for Game Awards. Definitely a franchise now that I like associate with Game Awards.
2 years. 2 years ago, it was teased, and then now we finally saw some gameplay. So it's been a while, and I think it delivered.
Let it cook.
Yeah.
How are we doing with our 3 picks? Do we want Star Wars at the bottom maybe because we're like
Are we
not-
ranking these as
not
we
proven?
go? Star Wars on the bottom.
Okay. Alan above Hellblade, just in terms of, or
Yep,
what do
I
we
think
have
so.
on- okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
It sparkled.
Wonder Woman
Oh,
Filler.
from Monolith
Filler.
using the Nemesis engine.
Show some gameplay. Show
Didn't
like
you even
wha-
like? Didn't you love Mad Max?
what do you mean? The
Monolith.
Monolith, the
Yeah.
studio.
Right.
Of
Yeah.
course.
That's
Yes.
no, that's not Monolith. That was Avalanche.
that was,
That was
yes.
Avalanche.
Oh, wait, okay.
Monolith is Shadow War. Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor.
Got
yeah.
it. And
Right.
that's why this uses the Nemesis
Yeah,
system.
yeah.
Right.
Got it.
But-
they haven't made a game since Shadow of Mordor?
Correct.
From the second one. The
Second
second
one,
yeah.
Shadow of War.
Which was 2014?
Yeah, they could totally crush this, but what was shown today was
17,
just kind of like, yeah, okay,
14?
whatever, yeah.
Shadow of War was 2014 or 17? I think 17.
Okay.
14?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was more like 17.
Isla.
What?
Avoid the correction.
I'm looking. Yeah.
Shadow of War.
What am I checking for?
Shadow of War release date.
And Shadow of War is after
2017.
Shadow.
Yeah, 2017.
So,
Yeah.
Mordor is 2014.
Mordor, then
Mordor
War.
14, War 17,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
Got it.
And then
so that
Wonder
feels
Woman.
about right.
Yeah.
I bet. Okay.
Well, I because Brad and I really want a third Mordor game, and obviously we really want a freaking Batman Arkham game, Suicide Squad.
Sure.
So this whole like WB drama when they were like maybe selling the company, there was just like no real news coming out of these studios. So it feels like they went through like an internal thing that's making their games take a little longer this time around. I feel like there were some issues.
Right.
They also
Behind the
rewrote the
scenes.
Nemesis patent like 40 times.
Rewrote
and then it
all
finally got, they finally got picked. So they just like finally got that
Yeah. Does
finalized.
Wonder
So
Woman
this-
have cool villains?
Sure.
What's she
Gods,
got?
man.
Gods, yeah.
Demon, yeah.
Ares.
Centuries old.
God of War, Ares.
Yeah.
I
Dude.
remember what?
I was just gonna quick
The
shout
cheetah.
out. Quick shout out to Monolith Productions. Their first game ever
Fear.
was Blood.
And
It was
Fear.
one of my favorites. Like when I
Oh,
grew up,
hell yeah,
and they also
Blood.
made Alien vs Predator 2,
Yep,
which
the
I
good
didn't
one.
know. The
The
good
best
one.
one.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
that one rules. And yeah, Fear, Matrix Online also. Crazy.
I think this is gonna be a sweet game, but you're right. That was a kind of hollow CG announcement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after 4 years, like they clearly.
close-ups on her costume.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then you
her
see
mom
like-
talking about how she's Wonder Woman, and it's like she didn't become Wonder Woman until she left Themyscira. Anyway,
Also, do
it's
they
not-
call her Wonder Woman
No,
in the universe?
certainly her
Like,
mom
no one
doesn't. I mean,
never- no
I'm
one ever
sure
does
somebody
that,
will
to my
correct me
knowledge.
with
Diana.
some issue of something. But
Could
yeah.
have gone for just like a gameplay lasso. That's it. Like
Well,
one.
no, the Wolverine teaser. You know, it's something where what is this? And then right at the end, oh, it's Wonder Woman, and then you're out. You know, but like when it starts, like cool Wonder Woman. It's like okay, all right, yeah, that's her, that's her crown, and that's her. Yep, that's her belt, and she's
And I
got the
think
whip,
Wolverine
and then
is-
okay, you know, it's a CG.
Wolverine, I
It's-
think, is a little more exciting too because it's Insomniac coming off.
But how badly do I want an
Ratchet
Indiana
and
Jones game? But that
Spider-Man.
indie trailer was just like,
Right.
all right, like it's just not. You know,
Yeah.
I'm totally gonna be excited about the project, but
Yeah,
excited
you know
about a
what?
Trailer
Show
like
us
that?
one. Show us what makes your Wonder Woman different. That's your
Right.
job.
Well,
Or
and
wait till
they're-
the very end of the trailer to let me know, and then
How does
You're out.
and then how does a nemesis system work? Like, and they talked
Yeah.
about enemies and allies both working into the nemesis system in the press release. And
Oh,
like,
I'm gonna make my allies so mad.
right.
Yeah.
Like, how is
Yeah. Same.
Well, and like to me,
Diana, please.
Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman
Don't
gets
kill
into
him.
the same problems as Superman, where it's like, okay, in universe you're super powerful. How do you make an interesting game out of that?
Yeah.
They weaken her.
Nah,
yeah,
She's like-
management. You know,
she's like
she's got
Dante
it.
level.
She's trying to protect other people. Like that's how you do
Yeah.
a Superman game.
Yeah, I
is you
suppose.
know his power is
People
how
go
Metropolis
down.
is doing.
That's a good
Oh.
take.
Not
Yeah,
indestructible.
That's a good take.
that's the ally
yeah.
thing? Maybe you
Protect
you don't
civilians.
save somebody, they become an enemy or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
I kind of like this. I like this idea.
You could have saved me.
Yeah.
But tell me though, because
Oh my
like,
god, can you imagine trying to save someone and you don't, and then they try to kill you later in the game? That's pretty hype.
Yeah, it is.
That's cool.
Or they send someone to kill you.
Why would she deflect bullets with her
sibling.
wrist though? If bullets touching her would not, like I think,
suppose. But
I think
she's
gunfire
as-
would hurt her.
She's almost as strong as Superman in the movies.
Yeah.
Almost. I'm looking up her her shit.
In the
now.
in the animated
She's an
Justice
Omega
League, they were
level
always-
mutant.
They were always the two that handled the heavies. Like that,
Yeah.
if you had a big thing running at you, like they would all tell the other heroes to do something important while they just punched
Okay,
it a lot.
here's my question then. Before we move on to the next game, Wolverine versus Wonder Woman.
Wolverine.
Wolverine versus anybody. Wolverine. You can't. You just
So
can't
much
kill that guy.
rage.
You
So
just
much
can't.
rage. Grit.
It's a hard thing to do.
Doesn't go down.
I think Wonder Woman would take him down.
She could get him to spill his guts though.
If
she could get
Jean
Wolverine
Grey
to be very honest.
is in danger, Wolverine is not going down.
Yeah, because that's the thing.
Okay.
I feel like his secrets are his problem. She could do the golden lasso and she'd be like, "What's your name?" And be like, "Logan." And she's like, "No, what's your name?"
So,
Peter. Like, I don't know.
While not completely invulnerable, she is highly resistant to great amounts of concussive force and extreme temperatures. However, edged weapons or projectiles applied with sufficient force are able to pierce her skin. So she's not invincible, and that's why she
Right.
blocks bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Wolverine, who has claws built in,
Deathstroke
could
is a
definitely
threat.
hurt her.
And can fly, depending on what version of her you're
I think she
checking
just
up on,
jumps
but
a
probably
lot.
won't in an open world game. Probably just a little lasso, flip herself around.
We talked about this with Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights being in different universes.
Right.
If this also is in a different universe, you have 3 separate
Yes,
DC
This
universes.
100%
You're okay
will
with that?
be its own thing. Yeah,
Are you
that-
cool
I
with
think-
that?
I think it will be.
Oh yeah,
Because if this was somehow a lead-in to her getting like Brainiac,
right,
like that'd be hype.
right. But
That
yeah,
would be cool.
But hey,
This will be post Brainiac.
speaking of
Okay.
Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League,
Yeah.
showing up with some gameplay.
Some
And I was a
gameplay,
little
but-
nervous because it's like that cinematic gameplay, and I'm
Yeah.
like, give me over the shoulder.
Yeah.
And then there was okay, we actually got to see.
We got a
some-
couple of shots, but
quick
yeah,
ones.
a lot of it was really quick cuts. This ability, that ability.
Yeah.
But like, not really a lot. Like, I feel like the thing that it's really missing, even though they had shots with multiple characters, is just that feeling of playing with a squad.
Sure.
You know, it's like, because that's the question. Is like, how
does this feel for
you-
players?
Yeah, how does this feel in a group? And how does it feel if you are solo?
Yeah.
Do you swap and pass the baton to another character and like basically knock a guy over to
It's
them?
so
You know,
hard
it's like,
for a 4-player game not to feel like your other characters are just like,
Yeah, yeah. They can't. It doesn't.
you know?
Spamming abilities.
Yeah, it's like a
absolutely.
it just
yeah.
feels so unnatural, and like the Arkham games are so immersive.
Right.
So that
You
is
missed a jittery, squirmy Huber.
He got out of his chair for it.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're right. They jitter and squirm.
Yeah.
I jitter and squirm.
Yeah.
When I'm in a 4-player game, I'm jittering and I'm
like
squirming.
crouching and like
Yeah.
look, yeah.
Maybe it's
taking
for the best.
knees.
It seemed like the trailer to me was focused around maybe like an arc of the game that's like maybe you take down one Justice League member at a time because it was all focused on
Very
Flash.
Flash. Yeah.
was
So
I hope that's not linear, but if it, I hope you get a little leeway in,
maybe
in
this
what you
part
do,
of the
but
town, you go to like
yeah.
whatever part of the town is owned by.
or like you do enough Flash missions and then that triggers the final Flash fight. Or
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this is maybe like the very beginning, like the very first person you're.
It's
tasked with
also
taking down, yeah.
drop in, drop out. So I'm wondering if it's like the host's progress. It's probably one of those situations.
Right.
You go into the host's game to pick up their story missions. I doubt it'll be like Avengers where it's like, oh, that's all cue for this mission.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I bet it's.
And if somebody drops out in Avengers, you're doomed.
Oh my god,
It happened. It happened to me and Jones.
happened to me in the raid. Yep, I uninstalled. Couldn't finish the raid because it glitched out.
Raid with me. Raid with me. Oh,
you
uninstalled.
Bosman, it glitched out and crashed like 4 separate times, and then the final time someone left, and
Yeah.
it just dropped.
I've been in my fair share of
Yeah.
raid crashes in Avengers. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
I was like, yeah, wait for a few patches.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
I'll be
the
back.
uninstall though,
It's hard,
It's a big
hard
game.
drive space.
that thing,
Yeah.
it's like 100
It
gigs.
was huge. Yeah. I was like, I gotta delete this.
But I'm in. Like because I love Marvel's Avengers so much. Like I am. You're kind of like scoping out their abilities. You're kind of picking your character when you watch a trailer like that. I think that's what's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, and
I was impressed with Captain Boomerang. I didn't
the
expect that.
movement,
He
I
looked
think, was
cool.
the biggest thing. There's a lot of sliding, there's a lot of wall running, and just it feels like, we saw mostly Captain Boomerang and Shark,
Yeah.
but
Deathstroke or Deadshot was flying around,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Harley was like zipping or something. It looked
Yeah,
like she had a grappling
swinging
hook or
off like
something.
drones. I don't know if she
Yeah.
like hacked bat drones or something. They kind of look Batman-ish, but
They did, but Batman's dead in this world.
Well,
Don't wink at me. Don't wink at me. He's dead. Because Batman wouldn't let this happen. I was thinking about it actually. I was thinking like
That's your reasoning for there's not some
Yeah.
like article that you read that they said Batman's dead?
Maybe he had to let it happen because that's part of the plan.
there's no way Batman would let Brainiac take over the Justice League, right? It's like, where's Batman this whole time?
What
And
if
then I
he-
remember this actually takes place in the Arkham universe.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, Batman's dead. Okay, that's fair.
All
I don't
right.
think he's dead.
All right.
He's not dead.
You're
gonna play
you think
as
Bruce
him.
Wayne would let all this happen?
Post credits.
We could make a bet, but then you're just gonna
He's not dead.
get
He's
on a
not-
plane,
he's not
fly
dead.
away. What do we do? The
no
bet
way.
just hangs there.
So he might have had to let it happen.
Will Batman appear?
Yes.
The Batman from the Arkham series, will he appear in?
In Suicide Squad, kill the Justice League?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
kidding me?
Yes. 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 Yes.
You're
and
you're,
yes.
you're at Rocksteady in the
100%
first
yes.
room. And Jim in the corner's like, what if we put Batman? You shut up, Jim. That's a stupid
I'll
idea.
take the bet. I'll take the bet.
You shut up.
No Batman.
Yeah, it has to be. No. It has to be the Bruce Wayne from the Arkham series.
Yes,
Kevin
that exactly.
Conroy.
The guy who blew up his mansion.
Yes.
It does no, not necessarily
Post
Kevin Conroy.
Nightfall Protocol.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If I lose that bet, if Batman Bruce Wayne from the Arkham series does indeed show up at any point,
Spoilers,
any
though,
point.
potentially. So we gotta
alive,
be careful.
not a
right?
flashback,
Not a flashback.
Right.
not
yeah.
like a
living and
a flashback.
breathing.
If you're watching this video,
Making
I've
moves.
activated one of my protocols.
Making
he must be
moves.
alive.
Yeah.
Yes. I will buy a Batman costume
Oh my God, this is happening.
Okay.
I can't wait for this.
and visit a public park.
Okay.
I'll take a lap around the public park in my Batman costume. And I would expect you to do the same.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
Batman is gonna come down and save Superman's ass when you're about to kill him. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be like so near the end of this game, you're about to like take Superman out.
Batman left behind, children. Like, sure, maybe Damian could do that.
I could see that also happening though, Jones, is if Jason Todd or Damian Wayne or something was Batman.
Sure.
Like Damian as Batman shows up.
Bring them all in.
But
Why smush
at
characters
minimum,
together?
a
Let's do
Batman
it.
will reveal themselves. But I do think it's Bruce Wayne. It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Okay.
What else you got, Blood?
Oh wait, that reminds me. This console is not gross. The Death Stranding PlayStation 4.
It is gross. Why? Did we make
I'm
a bet on this?
I am declaring that it is not gross.
It is absolutely gross.
It's not gross. It's
That's-
just some. It's just some handprints
It's
on a
cool.
white thing. It's not gross.
They're dripping handprints, and that's what makes them gross.
But I like that they
it's
match.
not gross. I
they
was
match
the one
the
who
middle.
had to say.
They're not dripping, they're stranding.
It's like so color coordinated.
Please download the high res
Sorry,
version
what
of
was
that
it?
image and send it to Jones because this has to be on the
Yeah, it has
screen
to be
now.
the screen.
I actually don't know what this bet is.
I'm trying to find the bet tracker again,
Okay.
but
They're trying to catch up on some old bets from like
We're trying to
3-4
catch
years
up on
Outstanding
ago.
that.
bets. Outstanding bets.
Gotcha. That's a gross console.
it's not.
No.
Definitively.
No. Invite a grandmother over, any grandmother, and show her that console. She will be appalled.
No way. That elementary school people do. The kids do that. It's
Yeah.
like some handprint
No,
shit.
it's project time.
Yeah.
If that
It's
was in my
recess.
child's
Yeah.
hands, I would be disturbed.
It's Kojima with the paints. He's just having a good time.
Oil.
So I was chosen as the impartial judge to judge the aesthetics of the console.
Oh, okay.
I have said that it is not gross. So the loser has to make a 3x3 watercolor painting.
3x3 inches.
Between?
It's it was between Huber and Kyle. It's the
Oh.
is it inches if it's the quote?
Yeah.
Or is that feet?
No, that's
inches.
I kind of remember us doing inches. That's kind of cute, actually.
Tiny
Yeah.
little thing.
Yeah. All right. Wait. So who said it would be gross?
Probably you.
I assume you. It
I
just
feel
says
you.
I feel so ripped off. That's obviously a gross
It's not
console.
gross. It's
I obviously
clean.
won that bet. That's not clean.
That
That's
thing
the
is
opposite of clean.
clean.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
opposite of clean.
this is
Clean
funny.
is nice line.
Clean.
This
It's
is very
like
funny because
disturbingly clean.
okay, the
It's like
bet-
too staged
I'll make the painting.
for it to be gross.
the
Hey,
bet, the
you
bet,
know?
the bet
The
was-
handprints are so planned.
Right.
The bet was July 24th,
like a logo.
2019. Will the limited edition Death Stranding PS4 console look gross? Huber bets it looks clean.
Yes.
Kyle
Yes!
bets it looks
Yes!
gross.
It's so clean. I
time
love
loop.
it. God, that thing's clean.
I'll slack you the image, Jones.
The black and white
large
combo.
handprints. Oh my gosh.
I think it looks cooler than a PS5.
Oh.
I think it looks cooler than a
Something
Series
else.
X.
Just yell at a game title. Stop
Because
the
we're never,
insanity.
we're never getting through all of these.
Space
Yeah,
Marine
we gotta
2
go
came
go
out of
faster.
nowhere.
Yeah.
I was just writing on everyone's favorites, and then you said, "Oh, we gotta go."
Yeah.
So significant.
Which one?
Space Marine 2.
So significant.
Oh, okay. All right.
I agree.
This is the
I did not play
most.
Space Marine 1, but
This is the wholesome, feel-good announcement of the night out
the
of
Suicide
nowhere.
Squad?
Yeah, because this was out of nowhere. I never expected to see a sequel to Space Marine.
Yeah, but
Game is so sick.
there's a new Warhammer Space Marine game
Yeah.
like once every 2 months.
But
there's a new Warhammer game, not necessarily a Space
Yeah,
Marine.
Right, right.
Space Marine. And Space Marine, I am very not familiar with Warhammer. I've played like Vermintide 1 and 2 and Space. Oh, and Warhammer Online and Space Marine. Space Marine is like my favorite. No offense to Vermintide, Isla, I'm sorry. But Space Marine is like
two rules.
Space Marine is like your classic action adventure, go through some levels, hacks some people up with your chain blade. It's like Gears of War style.
The iconic chunky blue armor guys.
Yes.
That's who this stars of this video game is.
Yeah, who is being played this time around by Rollo from Vikings. Clive Standen.
nice.
Clive Standen hype. So exciting. I'm just excited for this.
You know, it was a good trailer, I think, because the CG, I mean, it was honestly super close to a Halo one where a person was just watching Spartans do work.
Some
Right.
helmet
Same
coming
kind of thing.
off.
Yeah.
Like.
Pretty like very, very similar, honestly, to the Halo Infinite training thing. But ended with gameplay. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
A lot more trailers could have done that tonight. Like, do your CG things, but then just like show the game.
Couple
and I think that's when
shots.
it shined.
Yeah.
Seeing the character like just, I don't know, just the flying creatures in the distance. You see a giant tall structure. You know, just some nice like. It wasn't all action shots. Some of them were just kind of
Just got the
environmental.
vibe. Got
Yeah.
the vibe of it.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
liked that actually. It made
like-
me interested in Warhammer.
Daunting. It definitely looked like some very formidable enemies you were potentially going up against.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I didn't play. I couldn't even tell you what console Space Marine was on, and I was like, "Is this Space Marine 2?"
360,
Like, even in the theaters, I was like, I remember those characters getting their own game one time. I wonder if that would be when someone like Tim Willits is like, I love Warhammer. I'm really excited about this. Like, I believe him. I don't know, like that. And the gameplay really helped. That tower specifically, when he was like, we want to make. I think Tim said the best action game ever. It's like, all right, Tim, calm down. But yeah, hopefully.
I think it's hype.
But
It's really cool. Ben was pumped too. Ben likes.
2 Warhammer announcements in the same show. But the other one was. Do we know about that DLC or did we know?
Yeah, they've been releasing.
Vermintide 2's
Oh,
got something.
Vermintide, yeah.
They've been releasing new characters.
The warrior
types
priest.
for each of the people in.
Love a
Vermintide.
good warrior
Yeah.
priest, Isla.
Yeah. I think Krillian was the latest one, or maybe they.
Krillian.
I don't remember the order, but yeah, they've been releasing new characters.
Surprised to see Vermintide 2 showing up at the TGAs?
Nah.
Yeah.
That's an easy one.
Something about a priest like decapitating someone and then saying a prayer over their like beheaded corpse.
That character's VO is
cool.
Is god tier. Like my friend Jack and I just kind of talk like him now to each other constantly, and we always say, "And not before time," like all the time. It's great.
I don't know how we can keep their interest talking about the Game Awards. We might have to only give me the goodies.
Well, I mean, I think those are the big ones, but some others that maybe stand out if anyone wants to put them on the list. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing.
That
kinda
was a
showed up.
non-announcement.
We have to talk
Yeah.
about how they bait and switched us
Oh my
like
god.
3
Oh, yeah.
goddamn times on Silent Hill.
Honestly.
Like,
Honestly.
That game that was like
Yeah.
composed by Akira
Slitterface or whatever the
Yamaoka.
hell.
Yep.
What's it called? Slittergate? Slitterface?
Oh, Slitterhead.
Slitterhead.
Yeah.
Stupid name. Also, like, don't say
creepy.
it's
Don't
by.
say those
don't
words
say Silent
ever.
Hill. You
Ever.
You're not allowed to say the word Silent
Even
Hill.
if I created Silent Hill, I'm not allowed to say that in a
Correct.
trailer.
Don't start your trailer with it. Say it middle
Yeah,
of the
it should have
trailer.
been 3/4 of the way through from the creator of Silent Hill or
Start
something
your-
comes.
Start your weird rock
Yep.
music
that's
and show us the
interesting.
blood
100%.
The one sentence didn't just tell you right away this is
Before-
not Silent. When it was like in 19 whatever,
When
he
you're
created Silent
watching-
Hill.
when
It's like,
you're
well, that's
reacting-
not what this is.
When you're reacting to the
When
Game
you're reacting to
Awards
Keeley,
and
yeah.
you see the words Silent Hill, you
Yep.
read those words first.
Yep.
And then you freak out, and then you realize, wait a minute.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
It's taboo not to say those words unless you are reviewing a Silent Hill game. Like, do not do this.
I think that trailer was
Ever.
constructed specifically not to piss off Silent Hill fans. Like that was the
Well,
vibe I
it
got from that. They were like, if this man walks out of a building, we need to tell people he's not going somewhere to work on Silent Hill. You know.
And it was disappointing because Akira Yamaoka had teased earlier, like, that he
Right.
was working on something with, like, former people, you know, and everyone was like, oh my God. And now it's this. So it's like, oh, okay.
What's wrong with this though?
I mean, it could be awesome. I'm
be
just
amazing.
saying, as
Yeah.
a trailer.
I think
was only-
Yamaoka
it
said
was
it's.
weird.
I'm
I
working
liked
on the game. I think everyone's waiting for.
Yeah,
We're waiting for
basically.
Right,
Slitter
right, right.
Heads. You know, it's like
Yeah.
what? Like, yeah, we're exciting. It's exciting for him to return to
I
the
also
genre
just
or do another
realized that
project. But
Slitterhead is SH as well. It's just like, ugh.
Just seems like
stop.
That's nice.
just seems like extra bad timing for this. Just with the whole abandoned situation and just the overall restlessness
Man, I
Yeah.
thought that
of the
trailer
Silent Hill
popped.
fandom. I mean,
it
even
was-
Gu-
it was
even
strange, for
Guillermo
sure.
was just exhausted by there being no Silent Hill games. He's just exhausted by the fact that there are no Silent Hills.
Well, he was working on Hills, wasn't he? Was he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll say that the trailer, like the way the trailer was presented, reacting in a live setting the way we were, like I barely remember the game. Like all I remember from it is the blood sword and
Do
the
you not
weird
remember
music
people's
choice.
faces splitting?
It was
open?
pretty
Yeah, yeah,
freaky.
yeah.
And
That
then-
was cool.
Yeah, the gal on the
That was
balcony
cool.
at the end.
The
And
gal
like
on the-
finally
that
like
was
clunk, clunk,
freaky.
clunk, clunk, came
Yeah,
back
yeah,
together.
yeah, that was cool.
That's
Yeah.
me.
Just hanging up my laundry.
Yeah.
If you can provide memorable imagery, I think you succeeded some part of your trailer. You know?
I feel like I need to watch it again to give it a fair shake.
The only thing I see, Isla, are the words
Right.
Silent Hill.
Yeah,
That's
same.
all I see in my brain.
It's echoing
the
in my
only thing.
mind.
That's on you.
It's on me.
That's on you.
It's on me.
That's
For
what
sure.
we're saying.
For sure. It's on me.
That's what we're saying. The hardcore Silent Hill fans.
You know, it was a super weird trailer. Was the one that ended with the dudes jumping around fighting the big spider robot, and it had like a
Oh.
love song to it or something.
Oh,
it had some
the
weird.
music was
Yo,
really
they
bizarre.
played Robin.
That was
they
weird.
were playing "Dancing on My Own" by Robin.
Can you say
Yeah.
Arc Raiders, right?
Dancing on
Yeah.
my own. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a song I've heard in a Target.
It's Robin and Rook song.
and I was like,
I was just
I
like-
would love to listen to more of this.
Was this a
how
dare
you?
that
It's
they
a
picked
legitimate
this song?
No, that's what I mean. I thought it was a really good pick.
For
Jones,
that trailer?
For that trailer?
100%. So this is toward the end, right? What's it called?
Arc Raiders.
Arc Raiders.
Arc Raiders,
Arc
right.
Raiders is next gen only, right? So it's like, okay, I can sell you with my visuals a little bit.
Right.
But
And lighting was crazy. All robots and lasers and stuff. Cool.
it's a game where you're people with guns who can jump and shoot lasers at robots, right? I feel like the song choice differentiates it.
It does, and it made more sense when the big red and green streaks at the end, like the big colorful Deathloop style. Like I was like, oh, okay, now this is coming into focus. But I wasn't getting this vibe.
To me, it was
I was getting like MGS5 vibes from earlier. This is straight. Like it
the
was just
song's
kind of
kinda
three
sad.
different tones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it to me made the game seem fun.
Little less.
Oh, the
serious.
game looked like tons of fun.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah, it was just
like,
tonally that
the,
was up.
Yeah, the tone was all like.
Kind of had
'cause-
EDF vibes. It kind of
Yeah.
there was a lot of fun stuff going on. Arc Raiders.
Yeah,
Because visually-
visuals
I got that
weren't-
URL
And
too.
narratively, it didn't feel like it should be fun.
It wasn't zany. Yeah.
Yeah.
The logo and the music choice were like, okay, this game is zany, but then the visuals, it was like, this is Death Stranding.
Zany.
Arc
I'm still
Raiders-
not sure it's supposed to be zany. It's just a weird.
I don't think it was
Yeah.
Zane. I think the song's kind of like it. Yeah, just like chilled out. I think it's just a good song.
It's a great song. Robin is great. It's a dance number.
What else is by Robin?
Oh my God. What's the name of the other
You don't
one?
have to
Hang
answer
on.
that.
Okay.
I know it.
Jones wants to move
Think
on.
of another announcement.
Jones wants to move on.
He's getting this.
Move in on.
That game's my Pop-Tart, dude. I love that.
Arc Raiders?
Yeah.
What?
Yes, dude. I
Oh yeah,
I
call
think,
your girlfriend. Call your
I
girlfriend.
am shook right now. I'm shook.
I think
actually
Arc Raiders
shook.
would be my pick for like what will eventually be a good game.
Really?
I think it was a good demo of it. Yeah.
Arc Raiders.
And I think it's exciting that it's next gen only, that like we are transitioning off the PS4s. And
It
you
did
know
show
what?
a lot of gameplay, which is
Yeah.
And they did
nice.
not even say Xbox One on that bad boy. Like, yeah.
I'm surprised. This is surprising.
A song choice in a trailer is huge to me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of songs that like I'll listen to. Like, that'd be good in a trailer. Yeah. I honestly, yeah. I'm appalled that well, I guess it makes sense, right? Because it's just music is that subjective. Like, it does just rub people differently than others.
Yeah, because even in the room, even like we all of us were like, yeah, this is a weird song for
'cause
this.
It's carefree.
Everyone, yeah.
It's carefree. It's
Yeah.
wee. Whereas like 30 seconds earlier, it's like you are it's at nighttime. There's robots are gonna kill you. They found you. Run, run, run. And it was like I'm on my own. It was like, am I scared or are we winning? Like what's?
Are we grinding?
Yeah, I was like,
No, okay, so hold on.
Why
That song,
you kiss her?
that song is,
Oh.
yeah, that's
It's
listen to those
sad,
lyrics.
kind of.
Yeah, the song's a bummer, dude.
They're both
Melancholic.
sad.
Yeah.
Call your
Melancholic
girlfriend is
vibes.
also kind of sad.
It's a
It
sad in
didn't
the
feel
club
like a
song.
bummer.
Oh, I feel
Well,
like
it's-
just because you have sad lyrics doesn't mean
That's the beauty
it creates
of
a sad
Robin and
tone.
Roy
I'm
song.
talking about the chords that they're playing on the keyboard. I'm telling you, that's a sad song.
I agree with you.
All right.
Dancing on My Own is a sad song.
Yeah,
But
so I don't
it's
think it's Wii.
juxtaposed with the dance melody to make it even sadder.
Yeah. I feel like that's so good for shooting robots.
Are you gonna be sad if it's not in the game?
There's no way.
Maybe
that's
in
not-
credits?
No, not in the game. Put in the credits. Pay whatever cost.
Kyle, you sold me on what Arc Raiders.
Yeah.
Arc Raiders. Yeah.
All right, on my list,
I mean,
on my radar.
It's probably also 2 years away, especially if it is, next gen exclusive.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that the thing I remember is that from the end when they like smashed that giant robot's leg off, and like hey, that's pretty good destruction there.
yeah, I remember you said that. I was like, yeah, that was shit.
Yeah.
I also like
How many-
the
It
logo.
felt like it was more physics driven
Cool
or
logo,
something.
I
Yeah.
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 I wonder how many of those things we're gonna smash. Hundreds.
dude.
Hundreds.
Oh yeah.
I saw it and I was like,
Hundreds.
I'm ready to grind this. It looks like doesn't it look like a grind game? It looks like Destiny. It looks
does.
like
It does.
It looks like you're gonna be grinding it for sure.
It is always nice to see something like running in engine. We'll get to Matrix, which we've actually played, but anything else that stands out to you in terms of like we got to see that thing actually, like they actually showed that off.
Sonic,
Oh yeah, Frontiers.
Sonic of the Wild.
yeah. Because we're talking about in engine, it looks like a little chunky.
Oh yeah.
Even,
Well, I mean,
yeah, it's a
even
Sonic
just
game.
environmental shots, it's like, oh, you're not ready. Sonic team, you're not ready to make
well,
this
the,
game.
the trailer was a little weird too. Like he like turned around and then it like cut to an environment shot. It's like was he looking at the environment or what's? There was kind of some weird pace issues.
Yeah, but I think the dream is always just to be going as fast as possible with Sonic, and I feel like this kind of environment is going to enable that.
Or they,
which is
I mean, yeah,
exciting, right?
they showed off those environments with that. Just like you could, look at this super tall thing. Look at those tracks. Like,
Yeah, that's the
definitely
thing.
got
It's
that
like
vibe.
seeing the tracks around the environment is interesting.
I imagine making a Sonic game is actually really hard because it's like to get the speed, you need so
Right.
much room.
Yeah.
But if you have all this space, it's like, well, you gotta fill it with things, or else it's just like boring to like be in.
Yeah.
So it just seems like such a hard.
Or yeah, like most of the Sonic games are just like rails basically.
Yeah, on rails, or just like get to that point.
was
There's nothing in the middle.
I was at a party with like some game developer friends of mine, and one of them, it was like listening to like a philosophy major talk about their thesis, and he was going on and on about how to make, and he'd been doing like studies about how to make a good 3D Sonic,
Sick.
because he wasn't sure it was like possible.
Sick.
Cool.
And he was just like
Yeah.
talking about it. He's like, I know I can do it. I know it's possible, but how do you do it?
It's like
And I was
Superman.
this is
Everyone's like,
amazing.
how do you make a Superman
Right.
game, Isla? Like, how do you do
Right?
it?
How do you do it?
You kill Superman.
Yeah.
I always thought that I mean it would be like a side game or something, but like something from like Sayonara or Wild Hearts.
Yes.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
feels very Sonic to me, and so it's like it's like sort of take that and put in some Sonic music and play to the beat, and
I'm
zip around town.
I'm
Just imagine
stunned.
Jones playing that whole game thinking it's happy music.
Yeah, that's a sad somber songs in there.
Sayonara Wild Hearts?
Yeah.
Good vibes. Good vibes.
Fighting Hearts, best song. I listen to
It's
it all
got
the
a
time.
few
It was on my
uppers,
Spotify
yeah,
list.
it's got a few uppers
Fighting
in there.
Hearts. I am shocked
Okay.
that we still only have the one Sonic Mania. Where's Sonic Mania 2?
That team disbanded.
God!
Sega didn't treat him right, dude.
Gah!
Sega didn't treat him right.
Gah!
There's drama there and like hurt feelings.
I didn't know this.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
That team's not together anymore. They couldn't
Oh,
make a sequel if they
man.
wanted to.
I feel like Mania got like short shrift.
It did.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's insane.
That's
That's
a good game, dude.
one of the best.
one of the best Sonic
Sonic
games.
games.
Truly one of the best Sonic games.
One of the only good. We can even say one of the only good Sonic games.
Like
One,
top
2,
3
3,
easily.
Unleashed,
I think if Frontiers doesn't work
Mania.
out, I think
like Generations.
I could see that community still being
And
like
Adventure.
appreciative that they tried.
Colors.
Sonic Adventure. I liked Forces. I'm not gonna lie.
You did not like
Spinball?
Forces.
I had a
no,
good
no,
time.
because I played it.
I
with
got
you.
through it all.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
We
It
streamed
was
the whole
a,
playthrough
it
of
was
that.
a 6.
You didn't like it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Hubert, do you want me to bring up the Sonic franchise list just to
But
to check?
Jones, the point is that franchise can't make a game that would turn off its audience. They can't possibly make a game that would make people not Sonic fans anymore.
There has to be one.
There's
There has to be. There has to be.
What was it? The Dark
not like-
Brotherhood or whatever it was the BioWare
Sonic-
one.
I always want to play that, dude. Yeah, the BioWare
the DS?
RPG.
Yeah.
Sonic RPG.
Whoa.
What else you got, Blood? Before we talk about some winners, maybe some
the
losers.
Would you want
well, I mean, I'm
a realistic Sonic
still have a
game?
long list to go. But The
movie?
Expanse.
Yes.
from
Expanse.
Deck
Oh,
9
Drummer, dude.
whatever
Yeah,
the
drummer,
Telltale is
dude.
going on.
Yeah, Telltale doing a couple crazy things.
Well, the other one I don't think was Telltale.
Well, it's
They name
weird.
dropped Telltale, but I don't think it was Telltale.
Oh.
So this is going into classic old Telltale problems all over again. We've come full
The Star
circle.
Trek
We've come full circle. We still haven't seen a lick of The Wolf Among Us, and now all of a sudden they're
right.
talking about The Expanse. Here we go again.
Right.
That was announced so long ago. Wolf Among Us. This is why that company got like buried, because they were making like 15 properties at once.
Yeah, but I don't think this is all Telltale. So what, we got Star
The
Trek
Expanse definitely is.
I'm
I don't know
just
about
saying
Star
I'm
Trek,
just
though.
saying Expanse
was
and
for
Wolf
sure.
Among
I think
Us.
Star Trek was something.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying
I
Wolf
think
Among Us.
someone from
Gotcha.
Telltale maybe was on Star Trek.
Like, we haven't really seen much at all of Wolf Among Us, and I think it's just weird now to like all of a sudden start selling The Expanse, but of which I am all in for. That being said, love The Expanse. Final season tonight. Only 6 episodes, so Isla, be cautious.
Yeah.
Be careful.
I don't know how they're gonna wrap everything up. Honestly.
Same.
So if Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't work, why does The Expanse work?
Dramatic Labs, a new indie developer comprised of Telltale Games veterans.
Yeah, that's what I was just reading there too.
But
Yeah.
did it
For Star Trek.
For Star Trek.
Star Trek, yeah.
What's the question about Expanse?
If Guardians didn't work, did Guardians not work in terms of like reviews or sales, or
fine.
you played it and didn't like it, or
What do
all
you
those
mean?
things?
Guardians
I've
of the
personally-
Galaxy?
Sorry, the
fine.
Telltale
Telltale
games.
Guardians?
Oh.
It was fine.
I
Sure.
have 0 horses in the Telltale race.
I haven't- yeah.
I don't care.
I went through an entire Telltale like binge for. It took me like a little over a year. I went through all their games, like post Jurassic Park, because they have like a modern
Right.
era and like a back era.
Yeah,
and,
like
like
kind of the
post
Walking Dead first started.
and now
yeah.
we're entering
Yeah.
the revisionist era.
right?
I love
Telltale: The Next Generation.
their
Well,
games,
yeah,
but I'm
it's strange. It's like the bones of this company that
Yeah.
folded. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just a little concerned that like they went under basically. And
I
like,
did have that like okay with The Expanse. I
Yeah.
was like I'm excited for Expanse fans.
I'm just
It's also a
concerned.
bummer too when you get that like in-game version of a real live action actor that I don't know. So like there was the reveal when she like came up toward the window and I'm like, and people in the crowd were like, yeah, I'm like,
Drummer!
cool.
Yeah, dude.
She looked good.
She looked very good.
I've only seen 3 episodes of that program.
You wouldn't have seen Drummer then, I don't think.
I don't think I got that far. But she looked like she was having a good time.
She's
The
great.
Forspoken actors
Dope.
looked like they were having a good time.
That's
Yeah.
so dope.
Forspoken looks cool.
That's so dope.
Forspoken does look cool. We saw a little bit of Horizon, but I don't think it hit too hard.
Just like that,
That was
red
interesting.
costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
d-
Destiny 2 hit pretty well.
That was a good trailer. That did get a
Yeah.
good reaction
Live
in
Always.
the space. That Doke V music video was fantastic.
oh my gosh.
Wait, do you mean
Really?
this? Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay, good. We were all like, this
Dead
is
eyes.
terrible. We were talking
I
about
liked
how
it. I
they
thought the
looked
song
like-
was a little sad that they picked. I thought it was kind of kind of had a mood.
They look dead
I don't know.
inside,
Maybe
those
you had to be
things.
there at the theater.
So we should explain that though, right? Because like, here's the thing: Doke V was what was it? Gamescom it showed up at. I actually don't remember. It was Summer
Opening
Games
Night Live,
I
Fest.
think so, yeah.
Or-
Okay.
yeah, that would have been Gamescom.
Right.
Those two things. I
One
get
of
mixed
my
up for
favorite
sure.
trailers ever.
I'm still
The
captivated
reveal.
by that game. I mean,
Yes.
Yes.
Because it shows the camera.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
shows the characters exploring a real world.
And it
having
just
Pokemon.
keeps
Right.
going.
And so here at
Yeah.
the Game Awards, there was a trailer that showed none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just children
with
dancing like pop stars.
outfits. They showed a lot of outfits.
With dead faces. They look like they're...
I like the bad dancers at the
Dead
end. When like
inside.
everyone else came in, there was like a couple people on the side that like, didn't
Yeah.
know the choreography. And I'm like, interesting choice.
I think it was an interesting choice.
Yeah.
It's so hard to make a mark.
It had a mark for sure.
It had a mark. Probably a bad mark.
It missed it. It
Yeah.
missed the mark.
Yeah.
Like they fully... We said this while we were watching it, like that they were very excited that people responded well to the trailer, but did not understand what people liked about that trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't this.
Right.
I was uncomfortable like a minute in.
Well,
I started to get
A
uncomfortable.
full minute. That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Maybe 45 seconds.
I was saying that while we were watching it, that it looked like they all had snipers trained on them, and that if they didn't, that if they stopped dancing, they would get shot. Like they looked like dead. Like
I mean, game hasn't come out yet. We don't know
Terrified.
the.
Yeah,
believed-
dead eyes.
We don't know the
really
story.
believed their smiles, honestly.
no, they weren't smizing.
Oh, a cool one was Nightingale.
Oh yeah,
Some
Yes.
of the former BioWare guys. It's like
In terms of
very-
really seeing it, actually, yeah.
Great
Yeah.
This one again?
outfits. Great outfits.
All of the old classy steampunk-looking people coming out
yeah,
of
a
the
lot
portal.
of Victorian outfits. They're kind of going through
That's
portals.
right.
It kind
The
of
gal in
felt
like,
like
the
That's
big
right.
red hat. And
it
then,
kind of
like,
feels
got
like
all
what you imagine
military
New
later.
World is trying to do.
Yeah.
But it,
Oh, it was the crafting game. It was
or
all
like
crafting.
Valheim. Yeah, it's
Survival
like
crafting.
Valheim. Yeah.
very much Valheim vibes.
Oh, it was first person.
Yeah.
I was shocked it was first person.
Same.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they would show you holding an axe, and it would show you like building a little city, and then some dumb like goblin coming and
Yeah,
wrecking
things
it.
would just wreck
and you're
it
just
just
shooting it with your
entirely,
shotgun.
yeah.
It's like I'm giant. Like yeah, that looked kind of fun.
Oh,
Looked
yeah,
like
there
they
was a crazy
befriended
giant that was stomping
in
around.
one part of it. Yeah, it was cool.
I'm super excited to play with Isla and Dawn and
Yeah,
Sophia.
yeah. It'll be great.
I'll reap all the benefits of their town
PC Gamer's got a
construction.
million pop-ups, so I can't read much of the
Does
details.
Dawn build towns?
Dawn throws.
Don swings. How are we gonna rank these, man? Too many announcements. Too many games.
Is that it? I keep
I mean,
thinking
we're
I
not,
there's
we're
more
not
stuff
at
that-
yet.
yeah.
Let's see what else.
I
What else?
forgot
He's gonna
something
go
really
through every
So a little
single
more
one of these unless you
Somerville.
stop
Yeah.
him.
Somerville showed good.
Somerville, one of
again,
Kojima's
yeah.
most
For some
anticipated.
reason, Nightmare Alley had a trailer in there.
I
Yo,
walked out of the room.
Stoked for it, though.
Walked out of the
Oh,
room.
because of spoilers.
Yeah, Guillermo
Okay, yeah.
left.
So a little bit of Chia.
You know what?
We
I thought
talked
the
about
Chia was a
Forspoken.
trailer was really good.
A little bit of Saints Row, but again, I didn't
You
like.
just said
it was okay.
Forspoken?
I said to Chia.
Chia, yeah.
So like the first time you saw that, it's like a kid exploring an island.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes turning into animals. I thought that was kind of cool. This trailer demonstrated like turning into an animal to do a combo against enemies.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
combo.
And turning into a
Yes.
lantern and throwing yourself.
The
Like,
comboing
yeah,
was
awesome.
nuts.
Throwing
Yeah.
yourself to burn them, but then just hopping out of the lantern and just like doing a wind attack backwards.
I think
Like
this-
360 no scoping
Yes.
lanterns.
This little child on a happy island is suddenly just doing slow-mo kneels.
It's a pretty all-encompassing trailer. It
Yeah,
felt like
that's cool.
that was kind of your one stop. Like that was, I'm glad the other stuff that I got to see that game, but that was a good sell.
And
I
it
think
showed-
bouncing off the tree.
It
and then-
showed the climbing stamina and stuff. Like good gameplay examples.
Oh, you're right. It
in
was
that.
just numerical even.
Yeah, it's good.
I think the other big one was Plague Tale Requiem.
Oh, good pick.
Getting another look at that.
Yeah. That was a good trailer.
really good emotions in that. Really good eyes.
Yeah,
really
way,
good.
just way more equipped now. He had a crossbow and was legit just
Yeah.
murdering people.
How much of the Plague Tale 1 is protecting your little brother?
I mean, the whole thing is like an escort quest, basically.
You're
But
sort of together,
yeah, but you're not like constantly like, you know.
Things
You
get
can, like, hide for a while.
really,
Okay.
Yeah.
Really crazy in like the
Yeah.
back third. Like
Compared
do
to
not
Ashley.
do not spoil. You kind of crazy. Yeah. It's like
I feel like he's in less danger, but he's more present than
Okay.
Ashley.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of showed what people hint at when they say that, like there's spoilers in this for Plague Tale when you see a wall of rats.
I mean, there's always like
There's
walls
always-
of rats all the
saw-
time.
Oh, yeah.
See
all
a
of,
sea
yeah.
of rats is how that trailer ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always see it.
Oh, okay.
There's
All right.
there's
Yeah,
some
those are
pretty
the
crazy moments in the
trailers
first
of
game.
the first game too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy moments with that. Just a swarm of rats. I'm just excited to see, like, now that this is a sequel, next gen, I want to see how many rats we can get, and I want to see some just sick lighting. I want that torch.
Yeah, they've got some good lighting.
Yeah, I want that torch in a dark place with just rats everywhere, just that mood, that
Well, it looked like really
atmosphere.
huge environments,
Yeah.
but I.
Yeah.
Do you think they're that big, or do you think it's kind of like that's just mostly background and you're just kind of in this field here?
Yeah, because I don't feel like it's a game where you were gonna want to go anywhere. But yeah, a little bit more open probably.
I wonder if Bloodworth, she'll be more equipped this time. Obviously, we saw her with the crossbow. And then maybe at some points we'll get to play as Hugo.
Yeah.
And that'll be like kind of
Yeah, I
back
think
to the
that-
first one. You're way more vulnerable. You can't like kill anyone. Maybe you just have some rocks, distractions.
I think there may be a little bit of that to where they're maybe, not wanting to spoil elements of either game, to where I think that, yeah, you have these points where you're playing as her, you have the crossbow, but then there's probably the flip side of you actually play as him having to
Yeah.
protect her
Totally.
in different situations. So
So sick.
Steel Rising I hadn't heard of before. It absolutely was announced before. Steel Rising is the one that's like Victorian robots.
Correct. And I wasn't sure if that was the Pinocchio Bloodborne.
Pinocchio
Right.
Souls.
Pinocchio
That's
Souls.
the
Yeah,
it looks
totally
like
different
us
game.
too, Jones. We were like,
I wanted her to just murder everybody at that party.
Yeah.
I was like, robot dance.
Oh,
like I
for
wanted
sure,
it to
yeah.
just like heads to just roll down the hallway.
Or I was thinking like
crazy.
one in particular at the end of the dance. Just
yeah.
But yeah, what a cool visual style. What kind of
Yeah.
game is that? Steel Rising. Do we even know?
Action?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems kind of like
There were lots of like tools kind of
sort
naturally
of Devil
coming
May
out.
Cry-ish, maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
this trailer says new Souls-like adventure
There it
RPG
is.
2022.
Souls-like,
So-
okay.
Souls-like.
Ding,
That
put it on the
sounds
list.
sweet, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's. I feel like what BioShock Infinite was attempting a little bit. This goes all in on and just has its really own just unique style, like its machines.
Yeah.
I like the way like
Yeah.
the tall like watchtower like robots look. Yeah, there's just some cool stuff going on with Steel Rising.
What was the one where you were riding like a robot spider horse? It was like a side scroller.
Oh, I remember.
I know, insanely long.
It wasn't Dune.
No.
I think
Dude,
it's,
yeah,
I
ridiculous.
think
Spice Wars?
I think what's significant is how insignificant Crossfire feels to us.
Oh yeah.
This
Right,
is
I
a
mean-
Remedy game. I'm obsessed with Remedy like no other.
and
one
it's
of my
IP.
one of the biggest IPs in the world.
and one of the biggest IPs in the world, and it's just like every time
I don't know
we
what
hear
I'm
about
looking
this-
at.
That
I don't know what I'm
wasn't in
looking
the
at.
Somerville
yeah,
trailer,
it's
right?
just so.
I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know in what form
Like,
it
why don't
is
I, why
that
don't
I'm
I
looking
feel
at.
anything? Is that why? I just don't. We don't know what we're
You don't
looking
know.
at.
Yeah, who are the
Crossfire
guys that
is
are jumping out of the
February.
plane and what are they doing? And I don't. Yeah,
Okay.
I know nothing.
There it is. Okay,
About
that's why.
the story.
That is why. Okay.
Strange close-ups of like wiring
A lot of wires.
in the Crossfire. X
I feel like 10 people ejected wires at the end of the trailer, right? That's what I swear they all had grappling hooks and they were all like
yeah,
jumping
yeah.
out of a window.
Oh,
did, yep.
oh, not really like a surprise in terms of the game itself, but the trailer was fantastic. That whole Cuphead presentation, man.
Oh, I was curious how that played because I
Yeah.
thought that was speaking of BioShock. I thought that was. I'm like
All the
oh, are we gonna
puppeteering
get
and
a-
everything. Like,
Oh, I forgot about that. That
yeah.
was cool. All practical.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. Well, not in the musical number specifically.
Oh,
was
Yeah,
what
the
first
musical
popped in
was
my
a
head.
great start, but then bringing in the trailer and showing like not just the gameplay you expect, but this
Yeah.
hugely elaborate, yeah.
And just
it was
the
very
attitude
cool.
about the whole thing, just DLC Island and yeah.
I feel bad about the spider thing. I
tone.
remember the setup. It
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
there's a developer who asked, and it was like their dream was to debut their game on the Game Awards. Here it is.
And that's
the
not
first shot is like
Arc Raiders, right?
post-apocalyptic, and you're just like seeing like some pandas in a smashed up store.
Yeah, I'm like looking through sites to try to find it.
And so the weird thing is, like working on the show, that had a code name all week long, right? I never knew what it was, and even in rehearsal, they don't show you.
Right.
So that was my first time seeing it too. I don't remember the name of that game. I feel real bad.
A lot of games.
A lot of games.
Was that in the that
Long
was
show.
the main show, right?
It was in the main show.
Yeah.
I feel like
Definitely.
even if your show is all killer, no filler, 3.5 hours is a long time.
There's no, I mean,
Return of the King is one of the greatest films of all time, and it feels long in some parts.
I feel like the weird sad truth of the Game Awards is that it cannot be all killer, no filler.
Yeah.
right.
Sure.
The filler pays the bills.
That's
Yeah.
what we. Yeah. As Don kept saying, it keeps the lights on.
Yeah. No sports.
Spotify was keeping the lights on.
No sports. We had an athlete present, but there was like Madden showed up in one montage, and I was like, oh right. Yeah, that whole genre.
Yeah. Forza won a couple of things. It won.
The
Best
one
audio?
accessibility.
Not naming the
actually.
nominees anymore. That was interesting. And here are your nominees. And the winner is. It's like, yeah, you don't need to list those. That's fine.
Cut some time there.
I see
for
'em.
Sure. That adds
Yeah.
up to like probably a few minutes.
Yeah,
We've all
I'm-
squabbled
I'm
over the
torn around.
noms leading up.
I kind of like the drama.
Sure.
Like part of the show is this anticipation, right?
I like going all in. I like saying the game, showing a clip.
Oh yeah.
I love it. Go
Like the
all in on
Oscars
it.
do?
Yeah.
When the Oscar, even like when they're doing like best screenplay and they'll like show the script.
Best
of, like,
performance, and you're not gonna show a good moment for these characters to like really sell it.
I like cutting to
Come
the
on.
actor after the clip, and
Right.
like their spouse is like, "You're so good, you know, you're such a good actor." And they're like, "No." Oh boy.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be one of the games that we've talked about, but I'm just not sure what it is because I wrote down everything as we went along. and
That's
I'm
the
like,
Game Awards,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh well.
There
not
it is.
sure which one was the spider.
corrections music.
Spider
Yeah.
horse. If it wasn't Steel Rising. or
Any
something.
winners or losers?
Well, then the finale.
that are standing out.
It might have been
the
90
game that
ago,
we were
right?
playing when
I don't know.
Yeah.
when I got back to the studio.
But I want to rank
Not
that
Slitterhead.
significance.
Sure.
I mean, we're playing an Unreal Engine 5 thing.
Right.
That's kind of crazy. And
For many reasons, for the franchise, what that means, and the
Yeah.
story. Like, imagine people that are just going to memorize this city, which is in Matrix Awakens, this new like tech demo you can check out, and then see the movie later, and they're like, "Oh my god, I know what that is." Like, it's the city.
crazy. I was slightly underwhelmed that it was the last announcement because I think it was kind of a Fast and the Furious situation of just this like Hollywood announcement of something that's not.
But I can't say what would have beaten it. It's like you still clearly that should have been the end. Like I don't know. I don't know what other announcement would have had the gravitas of like, all right, Keanu, get off the stage, and now. Arc Raiders.
Yeah, but I was kind of lukewarm on it ending the show, but then playing it and kind of just sharing that moment with chat and then knowing that anyone can just download this, that's pretty cool.
Not anyone though.
PS5 and PC and
Yeah, next gen, no PC.
No PC.
no PC.
So-
So
Only
next
Series
gen
X.
consoles
Yeah.
only,
So slightly limiting.
but also exciting in that way.
True.
Like
You're not going to be running this thing on a PS4, yeah.
you're right, yeah.
There was some choppiness as we were going through the city. Isla and I played it for a good amount of time. Kyle
you,
joined
you
us.
run it through its paces.
Yeah.
You make it chop.
Planet
Yeah.
of Lana.
Yeah, it was chopping a bit, but I
Oh,
was pretty
Lana?
impressed by
Planet
it.
of Lana is the game with the robot spider. It was in the pre-show.
Oh
It
yeah.
was the pre-show.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Got it.
Nice.
Huh.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Nice.
That looks cool.
Yeah,
And
it
that's
looks
the
cool.
one from the composer of Last Guardian.
Yeah.
Okay, then what was the one that was introduced as this person has been wanted to reveal this
That
game?
was
That was
Slitterhead.
probably Slitterhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one
Because
we're
Akira
bagging on.
Yamaoka, like, yeah.
But like talking later, it opens up. Okay, and
yeah,
that's the one that started,
no, it wasn't Slitterhead. It was something.
and maybe that one. Maybe
No,
I'm
it's
thinking
totally
of Somerville.
Slitterhead where
He said-
he had said
He said it was his dream to. Oh.
No,
maybe.
no one talked from Slitterhead, did they?
no,
No,
but
Keeley
Jeff
said the dev's
said
dream
that,
was to do
yeah.
something at the Game Awards, which is a flex, of course, but
Such a flex.
it's his dream to
a
be in
humble
my show.
flex.
Get you excited for the Matrix? Is that like a weird?
Doesn't get me excited for the Matrix, but gets me more
made
excited
me-
for Unreal Engine 5.
It made me worried about the Matrix.
Ah.
The writing was a little scuffed.
Oh, in that one scene.
No, just in the demo.
Well, what's the gauge here?
I mean, I doubt Lana wrote
No,
this
no.
scene.
It was very much written by probably someone at Epic. It
Day
felt like
of,
they were
yeah.
like making, well, certainly not day of. These things take months to make, but like they were making
Day
jokes
of.
about like how marketing like was making them do this and stuff. It was,
Oh, a little
yeah.
like
Some
fourth wall
meta, yeah.
It was
joke.
very.
Oh,
it was
weird.
like
She
fourth
said
wall,
Trinity was like,
fifth
it's
wall.
unreal. She
Yeah,
had
she
a
like
little
looked
Unreal
in.
line.
It felt like
Yeah.
a Kojima moment. She like
Yeah.
looked in the camera and was
Yeah,
like, "It's
yeah.
unreal."
Oh well, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Once you say Kojima, then I'm like, okay, now it's a good joke.
But it was crazy to see Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, so it's cool that you get some of that movie marketing budget to put out a free little game like that.
Yeah, the most impressive stuff was the stuff that was less Matrix and more just like, wow, this city looks
Yeah.
really good.
Right.
Like an open world game with Unreal Engine 5. Sign me up. Let's
Yeah.
go. I'm ready.
Like video games are gonna get way better soon.
Yeah, I guess that's an interesting like thing, right? It is. Okay, so it's an advertisement for Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a Fortnite llama in the tech demo that we saw.
There
But
was.
hidden pretty well.
Right. But like the market for Unreal Engine 5 isn't really us necessarily, it's developers.
Right. And also, one of the things that they want to be able to do is have assets to go back and forth now that they're using Unreal for films and TV shows. Mm-hmm. So you actually take the model and just take some polygons out, and there you go. It's the same exact model that's in the show.
And I want that as well. I want to digitally go to
The Mandalorian's
shows and
house.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
His house out in the hills, the mansion, with his motorcycles all lined up out front.
I do know that they're converting Fortnite to Unreal Engine 5. I think that's in the works. So
Yeah.
I imagine that'll be like the first like big true Unreal Engine 5 game. But how far do we think like an Unreal Engine 5 game is away?
I believe it releases in earnest next year, but
Next year,
I'm
okay.
certain that some
Okay.
people are using it.
Yeah.
I'll check if it
No,
has a
I've
release
definitely
date.
seen some people talk about using it. Yeah.
Got it. So they're cooking, I guess, right? Is that we can comfortably say
It's
that?
currently in early access with a full launch expected early 2022.
Crazy. Crazy.
And that was most of the show. I'm sure there's probably some things slipping through the cracks.
Yeah,
but there were
Tiny
also
Tina
awards.
was in there, as among
Tiny
other
Tina
things.
was there, yeah.
Ben Schwartz.
That just kind of showed more of the, like Knuckles looks neat. And
Metal Hellsinger was there.
Metal Hellsinger was there, some new casting. But there are also awards handed out, and we certainly do not have to go through all of those. Did anything stand out for good or bad reasons off the top of your dome?
Never mind.
Don't bottle that up. What are you talking about?
I really like the Guardians of the Galaxy story and the writing and the acting. I think it's top tier. But personally,
Better
Life
than-
is
yeah.
Strange.
Sure.
Come on.
Talking about best narrative.
Best
They-
narrative.
I think Psychonauts not
and
getting
even
anything.
Psychonauts.
It should
Some of the dialogue options
it
they
could
picked
have
from
been-
Life is Strange.
It could have been game
I
of the
played
year.
it, and it hit me. Like,
It could have been direction. It could have been art direction. It could have been narrative. There's so many things that really
not narrative.
hit.
No, I don't think so,
Yeah.
bud. No.
Better than Guardians of the Galaxy for sure.
Oh, really good narrative, though. I'm
No,
not
you don't.
discrediting
Yeah.
Guardians at all.
Now you're
I really
getting
don't want to say
steamed.
that. Don't twist.
It
Don't
seemed
twist
like
my
the
words.
people were
chat.
surprised too. They honestly seemed like they were like, "Well, this is a surprise."
Oh, the winners, you
yeah,
mean.
the winners.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
The voice acting is next level, and so is the writing. Like the narrative is great, but I just think there's a little more meat, a little more nuance to Life is Strange. I don't know, just a little more oomph, a little more impact.
I just think that
I
it's a
think-
numbers game, Hubie. Like not
Yeah.
enough people had played it.
I bet 80% of the voters have played Guardians, and probably like 40% have played Life is
Probably
Strange.
less
Maybe
than
yeah,
that.
less than that. Yeah, true.
Um,
True. So that one felt.
I think
numbers.
only 10 to 15% of us have played Life is Strange, and you won't shut up about it.
So you know what's wild is historically, action adventure wins the Game Awards. It's happened for like 5 or 6 years in a row. Whoever wins action adventure goes
Right.
on to win Game of the Year.
Shit.
For a lot of
Metroid
them,
Dread
yeah.
won action adventure, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, so this is Metroid's year. They
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. It Takes Two.
It Takes two swept.
and
in.
which was
I was shocked.
It was interesting to have it have such a visible vocal director and not win director.
Yeah.
right.
Because I think like the premise was really kind of
Do you
was
suspect?
given to the director role of Deathloop. I think that's really kind of what voters
Set the
associate it
record
with.
straight. Do you suspect foul play with the Keeley
Collusion.
Ferris connection?
No.
I think honestly, because I was shocked.
Throwing gas.
I was shocked, absolutely. I think it's like, It Takes Two does not have as much potential to disappoint people, to let you down. It Takes
yeah,
Two
I mean,
comes from nowhere.
That game's a delight.
Right.
That game.
Expectations are everything. Kyle, I'm so glad you effing said that, dude, because Resident Evil Village has like had the most
Yes.
hype going in times 10,
Yep.
Right.
times a billion, and like there's some fatigue. There's some Village fatigue, but there's so much expectations there, and I feel like it delivered on those expectations. But yeah, It Takes Two is just kind of this sleeper.
Like Psychonauts 2, expectations.
Expectations.
Yeah, it's like this sequel.
Metroid
it's
Dread,
like, yeah.
expectations.
Oh, huge, you're right.
Huge
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah.
That Bowser speech was a little weird.
That was.
Yo, It Takes Two though,
That's like
no flaws.
recite your
Couldn't find a
fact
flaw.
sheet for what Metroid Dread is before you. Yeah, it was just very.
It's
So
like,
it's
here's
an
your
ad.
award for Metroid Dread. And he's like, let me sell you on Metroid Dread.
That was
It's like,
weird.
we just gave you
right.
an award. Also, no one from the team was there? Nobody.
I mean, they would have to come from Spain, and that's a little
Yeah.
bit of a.
No, I mean,
COVID.
I was
he
in a theater
group of
full
20
of people from other countries. Like it's just weird. Nintendo's like, oh, we can't. That's you know how much flights cost.
I imagine
you know,
that's
it's
a
like,
Nintendo
wait, what?
policy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he like hugged like 10 people and then went up by himself.
I got this.
I think it's really cool that It Takes Two won. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool.
I like that Reggie's on a first name basis. Just Reggie. It comes out. I'm not even giving an award. I just wanted to.
Oh,
wait
yeah.
The
on
announcer,
stage.
even please
Yeah.
welcome Reggie.
Reggie.
It's like, okay.
Like, It Takes Two is a co-op game, and it won Game of the Year. I just think it's
Yeah.
badass.
Exclusively.
I think
co-op
it's
game.
so
Yeah.
badass at that one. Like, you're right. It is always
What-
just the
yeah.
the action, the action adventure game taking it.
Yeah.
Like, I know Overwatch won the Game Awards one year, the VGAs maybe. I remember that's like a multiplayer game winning, but like
I think
Just a
no,
co-op game?
I
It
think
would've been the
Overwatch
Game
was
Awards.
Game
Yeah.
Awards, and I
Okay.
think that was the last time anything but action adventure won.
Got
And
it,
was
got
back
it.
to action adventure.
Can you
action
explain the
adventure.
action adventure category?
Not on this podcast.
Yeah. What the way? Because I had to like write stuff for it, right? The way the website defines it is the action category is more focused on combat, while action adventure is kind of a mixture of multiple.
Exploration, puzzle solving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those specific.
Yeah, it's
tasks
more
that
it's
they
more
mentioned.
about exploration.
They said
than an
in the
action.
show
Yeah.
they were like it's what a game should be or something.
is.
They had some quote like during the show where it was like it's most of the components that we think of when we think of
Exhibits the
concept
best
video
of
game.
what a video game can be, or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was Paul George.
Dope.
that was Paul George. The Dimitrescu is taller than me joke was good. That was good. That was my favorite ones from the show. That was a good joke.
Okay, a little behind the scenes. That came from his team. That was their punch up. That was Paul George's punch up. I was delighted, dude.
SMT5 is probably better than Tales of Arise, but stoked at that one RPG.
SMT5 is just a clear. Nobody had time to play this
Right.
yet.
Yeah.
Nobody.
There's just no way.
Yeah.
This is the classic.
Made the cutoff, but
flaw.
not the finish. Not
Right.
the credits cutoff.
The award shows for a year should never be in December, ever.
That's a sad thing that they're just gonna.
Yeah.
They're gonna keep doing every year.
I-
Because
I'm-
I think
I'm sure
I honest no, but here's the thing, Huber. Okay. Hang on.
All right.
Here's the
Wow,
thing.
the finger.
Because I feel like that window is actually worse than like the Halo Infinite Cyberpunk December window.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
The
'Cause
window
this
where
was your
you
one
actually
shot.
are eligible,
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but nobody's actually had time to play the game yet. Like I feel like even like Call of Duty and Battlefield, even though they probably wouldn't have gotten anything this year,
No.
but they were in that same window too. Where it's like you played some preview build a little bit, but nobody was going to have any time.
It's like
to
they're making
nominate
Halo
that.
Infinite campaign announcements during the show. Halo Infinite wins the voter award,
Yeah, that was
like the
weird.
fan award,
And then we'll get a shot
and
next
then
year.
is not. Yeah,
We'll get a
it's
shot next year.
Not
though.
eligible. Yeah. Yeah. SMT5 got hosed.
No, it didn't. Look at like the Open Critic. Compare that to Tales of Arise.
I will do so.
All right.
Tales of Arise, but mass appeal. Like that's probably such a cozier, way more relaxing than an SMT5. Like apples and
environments.
oranges. SMT5 is like play that and get like stressed out and like anxious.
I will say-
Tales of Arise is just like, let's have some popcorn.
I
Let's,
will
let's
say the
grind some levels.
buzz, the Twitter buzz or whatever. There's a lot of back and forth
For
about
sure.
reviews kind of being down on SMT5 and the comparisons to Persona and that sort of thing. So yeah, there's definitely
SMT5's
more
86,
division.
Tales of Arise 87.
Bingo, baby.
Bingo.
Bingo, bango,
Bingo.
bongo.
Effectively.
Wait, how many
identical.
reviews though, Isla? On each?
Ooh. Does it show that?
Definitely does.
Oh, it should.
Oh, it
Oh,
does.
it
Metacritic
shows
does.
it.
I don't know how easy it is on OpenCritic.
Yeah, it's just.
So I don't
like
feel like you can say
90?
I don't feel like you can say SMT is hosed when like Tales
Sure.
of Arise reviewed better. And
Tales
it
of
is-
Arise has.
it's a fun
120.
RPG.
But I'm
It's
saying,
alright.
but I'm not saying it's hosed because of the reviews necessarily. I'm saying that like
Fist is hosed. Fist got hosed.
Fist
Sure.
got hosed. Are you
No
a Fist fan?
respect. It's one of my favorite games of the
He
year.
loves
Me
Fist.
too.
Hands down.
I like
no
it more,
one's
I like
talking
it more
about
than
it.
Metroid. It's gonna when I
Yeah.
finally
Yep.
rank, it's gonna be above Metroid.
I started Metroid, yep, and I like Fist.
I don't like
Haven't
the way
finished.
the combat feels as much.
Whoa,
Oh,
that's
this
the whole
just
point
got-
of Fist.
Whoa.
Just a little more deliberate.
It's about punching, bro.
The timing on it feels weird to me.
Did you not like Metroid, Kyle?
No, I like it. I like it. I like it like an ice cream cone.
Yeah, I like am at the final boss and just
Fist.
stopped playing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Love Fist.
And you know what? That boss is gonna take you like a half hour.
Oh, I've heard it's hard. And I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, there's tricks.
Haven't finished. I
There's
haven't
some
finished
tricks,
Metroid yet.
yeah.
I thought Keno is interesting.
Yeah, best indie game.
There's a,
Very
it's a
surprised
tricky
by that.
category.
Have you all played Kena?
I haven't put the time into it.
I think
I just had
only
Death
down
Store
the alley did.
just based on word of mouth, but I've not played either game. So yeah.
100% of Death Store. I got the true ending and one of my favorite games of the year. I think Death Store got hosed.
Yeah, it did.
Death Store
Death
is
Store could have showed. Well, I think it was nominated for best
so
indie.
good.
It was,
It
yeah,
was, it
I
was.
thought it was
Yeah,
going to take
it
indie,
was.
but,
yeah.
but
God, I love
pretty
Death
game.
Store.
Easy game to appreciate if you haven't played it.
Right.
Which,
maybe
who
easier
knows?
if you haven't played it.
Sure.
I actually really like Kena. I actually think it's a pretty well-designed game.
Well, I'm stoked for these studios. I'm stoked for them, and the next thing they're going to do.
Yeah.
Haze Light had such great momentum, but like, poof, here we, it's fun playing It Takes Two because it's like I feel like I'm in Ferris's brain because it's scattershot, it's chaotic, there's creative influences flying at me, but it all just kind of fits together. Like it was clearly like, a story that was being told by good storytellers.
Seriously though, Brad and I are halfway through at least more than, and we couldn't find one fault. We played for like 6 or
It's
7
very
hours.
enjoyable, yeah.
We got way deep into this game, and it's
Yeah.
like, do we have any problems? Are there any complaints?
Yeah.
No.
They give you these little things to use, and like they feel good. Like
Yeah.
when you first get them, and like first couple of times you try out each little tool.
All the little mini games.
Feels
Like
good.
some of the mini games are like a little less good than the others.
Expectations, though. You have, like, what?
No expectations.
Right.
That's the thing.
Well, no, because I love Brothers and I love A Way Out.
Oh,
So
sure.
there are expectations.
Yeah.
But I think it's easily better than either of those. It's just
agree.
it's a good feeling
Yeah.
platformer.
Give it here.
It's
It
not a
feels
game
so
that pulls
good.
punches because you're in co-op. That
Story's
really
heavy.
does expect you to talk to each other. Yeah. It's been one of my highest games throughout the year. Like I don't think it really got taken down until I played Psychonauts 2.
Nice.
And Metroid, and then I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe I like these two better than It Takes Two. But it's
got a
so
little time
good.
to catch up.
Yeah.
Seriously, have the goatees in January, Keely. Let people
never.
breathe for a minute.
Never.
Like the holidays are the goatee catch-up time. That's the whole point of the
He
holidays.
has a fiduciary duty.
We all come back from the
You're
holidays
right.
and we're done.
He
We're
has
New
a
Year.
fiduciary
We're ready.
duty.
Yeah.
It's why they invented the holidays for your backlog. That's-
Speaking of fiduciary duty, and now a word from our sponsors. A cozy hour 10 into this podcast episode. Stop it, you two. Enough. We're gonna talk about the headlines, all right?
So many good games.
Would you play that? You like that game? It's like, oh god, take it outside. Jeez.
that was relevant.
Relevant.
It was absolutely relevant.
Yes.
Bosman, you and I haven't been in the same room for a while, and I just want to let you know, if you were curious, things have been working. Things have been going well since you've been on the podcast. In particular, my butthole is spectacular. It's never been better. In all the times you and I have known each other, 10 out of 10. Let's talk about the gift that keeps on giving: the Hello Tushy bidet. It cleans your butt way better than wiping, cuts toilet paper use down by 80%, saves trees and all the thousands of gallons of water used to convert them into toilet paper, and it comes with a book full of poop jokes. My butt is in love. The Hello Tushy bidet washes your bum with fresh water for way better clean than toilet paper. Simply spray and pat dry. Attaches to your existing toilet. No electrician or plumber needed. Proof. I put mine together. Little help from Amanda. Installs in less than 8 minutes. Cuts down your TP use by 80%, saving money and paper waste. Make the restroom your best room with a complete Tushy system, including the Tushy bidet attachment, ottoman, toilet brush, and Tushy stand and tissues. Join the millions of happy Hello Tushy customers right now who take care of their Yule logs the dignified way. Give the gift of a clean bum to yourself or your loved ones this holiday season and get 10% off, plus free shipping right now at hellotushy.com/easyallies. That's hellotushy.com/easyallies for 10% off and free shipping. Something about saying butthole when you're in a suit, just kind of changes it.
Do you have any of those jokes
Did you
on
keep the
hand?
book? Did you
Do you
keep
have
the
any
book?
of those jokes memorized?
Any of the Hello Tushy jokes?
Yes.
Yeah, free joke book.
The free joke book. Do you have any of those?
Did you toss
Oh
it?
no, I'll prep them for next time though.
I would love
I'll-
one.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear one.
I would toss. I'd keep the bidet. I would toss the joke book.
We'll see.
You want one.
No.
You wouldn't open it for one.
I would open it
for one,
I would-
and you're like,
yeah,
okay.
you're right.
The first joke, or we just flip
I am
like to the middle?
I tend to go to the end. I would
You'd
wanna
open
see-
it for 2
Yeah,
or
yeah.
number 2.
Gotta go right to the end.
Oh my god.
Bidets are great though.
We all shop online, and we've all seen that promo code field taunt us at checkout. But thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes can be a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Honey supports over 30,000 stores online. They range from sites that have tech and gaming products to popular fashion brands and even food delivery. Here's how it works. Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. When you check out, the Honey button drops down. All you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site. If Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. So again, you don't know what Honey's going to come up with. You don't necessarily have to apply the coupon. There is one sale that I've been waiting every now and then. I type it in and go to Honey discounts today because I don't necessarily need this. And that is the Disney Infinity shelf. All of my Disney Infinity figures are, of course, buried in the backyard of my old house. But if I ever dig them back up and put them on the shelf, I'm going to buy like a nice row, nice shelf for all the Infinity figures to all be lined up.
I'm sorry,
I thought
is
it
this-
was an
is it
official.
branded?
It's
Yeah.
just
Is it
those
branded as
shelves.
such?
No. It's just those shelves. They're shelves I'm buying for one purpose, to house one thing, the entire Infinity collection.
Yeah.
But I don't need it. It's just not one of those things where I'm like, it's probably, I don't know if it's like $100 to get shelves that cover the whole thing. I don't know.
Not to dig up
But
wounds, is there
just
any-
type in and
Is there any hope for a comeback of that franchise?
stop.
I saw some rumors.
no
Yeah, I
hope.
saw some rumors
you
about
can
it.
see.
What
I mean,
does this have to do
tonight
with
this is
honey?
because every now and then I type it into the Amazon and I'm like, honey, can you send me a
Oh,
little
okay.
bit of cash on that? I'm just waiting for that one day.
And
that honey's
Honey's
like,
like,
today's
no,
the day. You got
no.
to do it right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I don't
right.
always roll with honey, but honey's always there. So let me
Nice.
know. You got the
right.
savings.
Honey has saved me probably $100 on bras. For real.
Sick.
Whoa.
Let's
Like,
go, honey.
I have Pepper, shout out. I love those. And Honey always gives me like 10, $12 off. It's great.
Honey has found its over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings. It's literally free, installs in a few seconds. True and true. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this podcast. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/allies. That's joinhoney.com/allies. And finally, one that Blood has been working on, Imperfect Foods. The holidays are right around the corner. If you want to help prepping your parties and family get-togethers, all while supporting a more sustainable local food system, check out Imperfect Foods. Imperfect Foods is a grocery delivery service offering an entire line of sustainable groceries that taste delicious and reduce waste. Make a difference in our food system. Embrace the natural perfections. Get your groceries delivered weekly with Imperfect Foods. And it's like a joke almost, just the word Imperfect Foods, because they're beautiful food. Like, it's just not, like, this is like imperfect in quotes. Because this is definitely stuff you're not, would want to eat on its own, but obviously want to put together to make some fantastic meals. Visit imperfectfoods.com to see if they deliver in your area. Once you sign up, you can personalize your weekly grocery order with fresh seasonal produce, pantry staples, and yummy snacks. Plus, your order will arrive on the same day
Get those
each week.
snacks.
Get those snacks. On average, Imperfect Foods customers save 6 to 8 pounds of food from lesser outcomes with every order. And unlike on-demand delivery companies, Imperfect delivers weekly by neighborhood, a unique model that produces 25 to 75% fewer emissions than individual trips to the grocery store. Plus, say goodbye to packaging guilt. Imperfect Foods is the only national grocery delivery company that makes it easy to return your packaging after every order. Imperfect Foods was in use by the Troop Jones household before they became a sponsor of the Easy Allies podcast. I was like, Imperfect Foods, that's what we use, right? It's like, yeah. Known them for a long time. Right now, Imperfect Foods is offering our listeners 20% off of their first 4 orders when they go to imperfectfoods.com and use the promo code ALLIES. Again, 20% off your first 4 orders. That's up to an $80 value at imperfectfoods.com. Offer code when you use promo code ALLIES. Imperfectfoods.com and use ALLIES. And if you are a patron of Easy Allies, thank you. We got a lot of other stuff to talk about that didn't happen in this Game Awards. This is a long episode, so we'll get through this
Settle in.
as fast as we
Special
possibly
guest
can.
appearance.
You can make cuts, whatever.
Special
But
guest
man,
appearance.
we should probably talk about the fact that there's new story DLC starring Franklin Clinton
Day
coming
one.
to Grand Theft Auto
If you
Online.
do not stream this with me, the day it comes out,
What's that
we're
day?
not friends.
What's that day?
December 15th.
I'm leaving.
gosh.
Dude, I'm leaving
Jones.
for vacation 2 days later.
Jones.
2 days
Rockstar-
2 days later?
Rockstar's
Then you're in.
You're in.
What, you got a
Day
pack
one.
for 2
I don't
days?
give a shit. Day one,
The
we're
podcast
streaming
is
it.
like the next day.
No,
Day
you're in.
one,
Day
day
one.
one.
Day
I
one.
was so excited,
Day
and
one.
I saw
Day
the
one.
I saw the date and was like,
Day
oh,
one.
Things
God.
like this only happen
Day one.
every once in a
That Huber,
one.
please explain to our audience why this is a big deal.
This is picking up
Okay.
years after the GTA 5 story.
6, I would assume, because it's been 6. This game came out in 2015, so.
Featuring Franklin and Lamar and Chop.
And old Chop.
Good old Chop, older, and a special guest appearance from Dr. Dre.
Playing the character of Dr. Dre.
The premise is that he loses his new music, and you have to
He
find
he
it.
loses his phone and like
His phone
spies
with
get
the-
it or something.
yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
But San Andreas took place in the 90s, so they got to be
Correct.
super aged up.
Well, no, it's GTA 5.
Yeah.
Because this is in CJ from San Andreas. They rebooted with Nico. They rebooted
Sorry, the
everybody.
HD trilogy,
Yeah.
Yep,
is-
yep,
or
yep.
the HD universe is GTA 4 and 5.
So hold on, this is current day Dr. Dre.
I don't know what they're gonna do with Dr. Dre.
We're like
I think
pretending
it's-
current day Dr. Dre
No,
makes music.
I mean,
mean,
Snoop Dogg was
yeah,
in-
he's doing new music for Snoop Dogg was in True Crime Streets of LA.
That's right.
It's kind of like Jackie
Tech.
Chan when Jackie's in movies and they're like, "Oh, Jackie," and it's like, "Wait, is he Wait, you're just calling him Jackie. He's not. I think it's like that kind of situation.
yeah.
He's Dr. Dre.
Do you
but,
like that?
He's not.
That is an immaculate comparison.
It is. Yeah, really. Well, I was impressed.
So I
by
think
that.
that's it.
Yeah.
Because obviously they don't. These musicians are not in this world. If Love Fist is in the GTA universe and Dr. Dre, someone needs to explain something to me. You can't be like this fake band, but this real dude.
I feel like Dr. Dre's. I feel bad being negative about that. Dr. Dre still makes music.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no! I'm
Yeah.
bouncing off the walls about
is
this.
Yeah.
crazy.
Do you think
This is crazy.
Didn't he make new tracks? Like
Yes.
actually
New
for
tracks
this?
for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. I feel
for
bad
the first
I feel
time
bad.
since GTA 5 came out, both GTA 5 and Dre have just been chilling this whole time.
Wait, he made
they
music
were just
in,
working
in
on this.
GTA 5 too?
No, Compton was his last album, and it was in 2015. So it's
Oh.
been like around the same amount of time for both of them. Yeah, and they just, especially after Lost and Damned and Gay Tony, and GTA 4, everyone's like, oh, we're going to get more expansion stuff. And they have produced, way more, Fortnite rivaling amounts of content for GTA Online, way more than they did for GTA 4. But unless it's story focused, a lot of players
I feel like this is
aren't
probably.
really interested.
Is this GTA Online?
Yeah.
It is online. It is on. That's why I want to play with him because it's online.
But it's the only other like story thing they did was the Cayo Perico heist, which is their island, which
I feel like it's all had. Like I watched
The
commercials.
casino heist.
Yeah, yeah.
There's like story.
Like-
Like, like robbing because the heists.
Sure.
And stuff
Yes,
is
they all
the
have
story.
cutscenes and
Yeah.
headquarters that you get and stuff like that. But it's just like it's like, oh, we're taking the story in this weird direction.
This
Whereas,
seems like
this is
more
unfinished
narrative.
business.
Okay.
This is like
Sure.
people have really been wondering. And if memory serves, Franklin was like in the booth like around 2017 or
Yeah.
18, and he's like in the booth. We're all like, ooh.
Years ago.
And
Yeah.
then like 3 or 4 years went by, and like, oh, I guess that was nothing strange.
I mean,
maybe
this-
it was. Like, I don't know if that was for.
This opens
Something
up
else
the
that never happened,
possibility of maybe Michael and Trevor will show up or be referenced. Like, where are they? Like, this
yeah.
is so exciting.
Maybe
Is
they'll
that
call.
exciting?
They'll like call on the phone or.
I love the story of GTA 5. I love GTA.
You're
5.
curious about what Trevor is up to right now.
I would like a window into what's going on. Yeah, because GTA 4, the DLC was so cool. It
Yeah.
was so well done. Undead Nightmare in Red Dead Redemption is so good. Like, such great DLCs. We have not had any single-player DLC for this. This is not single-player, but I think it is a nice compromise for players that are super invested in single-player GTA, and you have your really die-hard, dedicated online community. I think this is a really great middle line for it.
I don't know if you remember this, Hubert, but the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Definitive Edition launched 2 weeks ago in
Had to go
pretty
there.
in a pretty poor state.
Yeah.
We were all, myself included, not very happy with Rockstar. And then all of a sudden, this happens. This is a coincidence, right? There's no way they could have fast-tracked this announcement. Like,
There's no way.
Maybe this was happening next year and they rushed it up.
There's
This is
no
just
way.
This is just a happy coincidence that after disappointing their fans, they turn around and deliver something their fans have been talking about for a long time.
Are you unwilling to believe that you won't be disappointed by this?
There's always a possibility of disappointment.
You're gonna hate this. It's gonna be like some GTA Online missions, and then you're just gonna be disappointed.
That's
at the
exactly what I'm expecting it to be.
end. Okay. Yeah. All right.
but
They added a nightclub thing to it, and I went and did a couple missions and got a nightclub and was able to design it and was like, okay, cool. It was like an hour or two.
you know what I've been doing?
What?
Every month for the year, they've been giving away $1 million.
Oh, because the PS5 version hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, so I just keep. So I'm rich in the game. I don't
logging
even
in
play
gets you
GTA.
millions?
Yeah, I don't
Right.
even play. But every month I'm just like, yeah, I'll download that $1 million. I'll add $1 million. Add $1 million. So I'm ready to go money wise.
That's such a funny deal they made.
That is so funny.
Because when they signed that deal, they probably thought, well, it'll be like a few months. It'll take them a few months to make the PS5 port.
Yeah.
How many millions are we going to have to
keep
hand
giving
out?
it, yeah.
It's just been a year now,
Yeah.
dude.
Could this have been at the Game Awards?
No.
No, you don't think this was big?
No, it's just another GTA expansion.
That's why it's cool though too, is because it's underplayed. It's low key. It comes out in a week. It's just more online content. So it's like no expectations. Like Jones is ready to just be like, okay, it's an online mission, whatever.
Yeah.
Less expectations because of the way they've announced it, I feel like.
Okay.
But I still think it's hype as shit. Like Franklin is back. That's so cool. It's really cool.
Franklin, I think, was the only likable of the trio.
Very likable. The straight man.
Yeah.
Well, just trying to do
yeah.
right.
I think he was my only survivor in my playthrough.
Damn.
That's right. I remember you and I talked about it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Grumbomb, legendary Grumbomb, I'll never forget. It's one of the funniest game moments. He's like, I had to kill Trevor. He would have turned on me. I didn't trust him.
personal.
He was like so distressed.
I was happy.
I had to do it.
Happy to let him go.
Yeah.
of course, I'm reviewing the game, so it's like, wow, that was an emotional ending. Well, let's do the next one. Yeah. I don't know if I technically didn't pick one. But we will see. Yeah, that launches in 6 days from when we're recording this podcast.
If you're not insanely busy, Jones, we got to do it.
More radio, music, hosts, activities, vehicles, weapons. Yeah, we will see. I'm curious to get that new music.
Crazy.
PlayStation, as they probably should, seems to want to make a Game Pass. Bloomberg got ahead of this as usual. Apparently, it's codenamed Spartacus.
Spartacus.
3 tiers to this.
I am
apparently.
Spartacus.
Yeah, exactly.
I am Spartacus.
Hi, I'm Spartacus.
None of you are Spartacus.
I am Spartacus.
Thankfully.
Kirk
Sony-
Douglas is Spartacus.
Sony wants to combine PS Now and PS Plus and just call it Plus. Let's just take out PS Now. It's just going to be kind of lumped into that. It'll come to both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And just like Game Pass, it would provide access to an evolving game library of new and old titles. Is this a super no-brainer?
Super no-brainer. I mean, people copy Nintendo all the time, so now it's time to copy Microsoft with Game Pass.
The funny thing is PlayStation originally started the free game giveaway.
Yeah.
And Xbox copied them and then got Game Pass, and now it's kind of going back the other way.
It seemed like they took it to an extreme, but it was a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Smart.
Well, then what's funny though is the shoe flipping, both because when Xbox started giving out games with gold, like they were just pointless. So many of them were just like, oh, these old games nobody cares about. So much of the time, well, PlayStation was new releases, and now it feels like it's the other way around from what's described so far. Like Xbox is putting out first-party games day and date on Game Pass, and this PlayStation thing seems like sort of maybe there will be some newer games, some PS5 games, but they'll start with PS4 games. And
I mean, I only want PS1 through 3. I honestly don't give a shit about anything you give me, PlayStation.
And that's
Just
the
give me
weirdest-
easy access to the greatest games of all time, the back catalog, PS1, PS2, PS3.
But that's the
PS3
weirdest
especially,
part.
really hard to play
because
those
that
games.
part, they're taking a book out of the Nintendo expansion pass.
Yeah.
If you want to play the old games, you've got to pay an extra tier
That's
to get PlayStation 1 and stuff.
that doesn't feel good. I mean, do we know the pricing at all? Because
No,
it's
just
all
the
just
not
rumored,
retailers,
right?
It's all like, just
Because I could imagine
uncovered
maybe there's
documents.
a free one, maybe. I'm thinking like Crunchyroll free with ads or something. There's a free one, maybe you get like
No,
a
I think
game
the base,
a game a
I think
month
the
or
base
something.
tier is just like what PlayStation Plus is right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like
The least you can spend is $60 a year.
Yeah.
yeah.
So no free access whatsoever.
Right.
Okay.
And Schreier said, like, unlike Game Pass, they won't have big first-party games for free, like, right when they come out.
Right.
Which seems disappointing to me. Cause
Metal Gear Solid 4.
That just makes this
right
seem
when it
like,
comes
yeah, it's just going to be PlayStation Now with a few more games. And
Yeah.
it's like, who cares?
That is PlayStation Now at this moment.
right.
With like PlayStation Plus, it was weird. It was a really good deal. The catalog of games you got when you just booted up your PS5, most of those games I had
Yeah.
played already.
Yeah.
But they had like 12 of like
Oh,
the best
yeah, those are
possible
really
games you
great.
could
They're
want
really
on your
good,
PS5,
solid
right?
games.
So it's like it's weird. I mean, like
And
a
they're
lot of that
paced.
stuff is like there already. PS Now is there already. It exists.
It's all the old games. Give me the olds.
I don't know how to make the package appealing. The olds have to be. The olds need trophies.
Like,
The,
sure.
the PS1 games need trophies for this service to have any appeal.
I see the Game Pass screen, and all those games there. It's like being in a freaking Blockbuster. It's 10 out of 10. And then I just imagine that, but with like PS1 classics, PS2 classics. Like that's a rival right there. Like,
Well,
PlayStation historically had way more exclusive games for a very long time over Xbox. So I think going old for PlayStation is the play. Because Game Pass is crushing it with the brand new games.
But how hard do they have to compete? Because they're already beating Microsoft. So it's like, just in terms of sales.
Well, but I think Game Pass is something that it's showing to be more and more of a force, in terms of the subscriber count, how much money they're raking in from that. So like, even though PlayStation is ahead in like, regular software sales and hardware sales, Game Pass is clearly showing more and more momentum. And it's something they need to catch up
Incredible,
on
eh?
because, like, yeah, as you said, like,
Incredible
PlayStation Now, most people don't even talk about PlayStation Now. Most
Yeah.
people have no idea what's going on with PlayStation Now.
It's like a yearly check-in.
And I feel like there's baggage there.
Yeah.
And that's even if this is similar to PlayStation Now, like rebranding. Start from
Yeah,
start
yeah.
from scratch. Like there's way too much baggage
Good idea.
with PS Now. I want no part of it. Tear it down.
Because most people
start
just
anew.
see it as like, like a lesser form of Stadia, essentially.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's like, oh, I guess you can download
Yeah.
games too, but it's like it's not the thing. It's not
You
even
can't download every game either.
right.
Yeah.
But as what I'm saying is like comparing it to Game Pass is like not even something that's on anyone's mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like if they do have PS1 and PS2 games, they have to be the best versions of those.
Like Dragon Quest 8, put that on there. Let me play. How much? I'll sign up right now.
Why?
Because Dragon Quest 8, the only way to play the original version is a PS2 disc.
Yeah.
You can play a 3DS version. I don't want to do that.
I like that version, but I know you have a PS2. I know you.
I
know
do.
you could play DQ8 if you wanted to.
If I wanted to.
Right.
It's still, it's the convenience. You
So
know?
right.
It's why do we buy the NES Mini? Convenience.
So I'll say I've not upgraded my Nintendo Switch Online to get those N64 games,
Same.
Me neither.
but this would get you.
It all depends on the games. It all depends on the game. But I think for PS1, PS2, PS3, they would get me. There's a lot there.
So
And I feel like
I
the
think it would get
N64 one was so small scale.
yeah.
It was like, oh, I only care about a couple of these. Like, I'm not really in the mood right now for Ocarina of Time. That's really intense. It came to
You got to be in the mood.
you got to be in the mood for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the expansion pack is just it's so much more money right now, and it's not clear like what else they're supposed to do with it. Like it's a super weird thing, and the fact that they don't allow you to do it monthly, because that's the thing. It's like you could do those N64 games in a month, put your month down, and then you're out. Game Pass, you can do that. Like you want to play a single game, like okay, cool, $10 a month, got it, I'm out. Whatever.
I can't do that with the Switch one.
Not with the expansion pass.
What do you do?
The regular Switch one you can do monthly. The expansion pass you have to pay on a yearly basis.
I did not know that.
Do you think in
Oh, that's so nasty.
Do you think in 10 years you'll even be able to purchase singular video games, or it'll all be subs?
Bro, in 10 years, we're like skeletons. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
No, I
Second humor.
I definitely think you will be.
The planet is a crust.
I mean, well, we were just
We're all
talking
gonna
about
be
on-
arc raiders,
a
too,
couple
this
weeks
thing.
ago, like how much like physical still does. Yeah.
Correct.
True.
Uh,
That PlayStation one?
How do you sell this if you're Sony? Do you not sell it and just let the audience understand it? Do you
You got to sell
Do
it. The whole point of this
do
has
you-
to be to sell it.
right?
Yeah.
But do you say like announcing something you've never heard of before that Microsoft totally didn't do, or do you be like, oh yeah, Microsoft did this, but who cares? Or do you just like
They're going to be
Make it happen.
smarmy. They're going to be smarmy.
will it work? Would you be smarmy? How smarmy would you be?
I mean, yeah, I'd be smarmy.
I'd be smarmy. I'm throwing Metal Gear Solid out there.
Yeah, because basically, I want people on Twitter to activate. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
I want my first the launch to be an event in which like I get people upset. So yeah, I'm gonna activate. I'm gonna be very smarmy. I'm going to hire a smarmy actor.
And don't be cute with it. Don't
they'll
give
be
me.
cute.
we're
No,
being
they'll
no,
be very
cute
cute.
in the
We're
sense,
being cute.
cute in the sense that when you launch it, there's like 10 games. You hit it hard, Sony.
yeah.
You come out guns blazing with like 80 freaking games.
Who's the Tarantino actor? He's in Reservoir Dogs. He's in Kill Bill. He's very smarmy, and he's just like, we deserve to die. That
Michael
guy.
Madsen.
Michael Madsen.
Yeah.
Michael Madsen is the guy who I have announced this. He's like, you want games? We got fucking games. We've got 200 fucking games. Whoop-de-doo.
He's smoking a joint like while he's
Play video games.
he's in a dirty wife beater.
Yeah, it's like soiled.
It's
Tomato
100
sauce
fucking
on it.
bucks a month. Enjoy. Like that's how I would do it.
But
Lock it in.
Kyle, do you agree that like this stupid 3-tier thing is the killer? Like they can't do more than an additional tier.
No, yeah.
Because is Game Pass just the
can't-
one?
3 tiers is
No, Game Pass
is
Is
weird
Ultimate
too.
and
There's regular
PC.
Game Pass and then there's Ultimate.
and the PC is separate as well.
PC and Xbox are separate, yeah.
Yeah, that gets
And then
weird.
there's you could just have live. That's the thing is Ultimate includes live, Game Pass Xbox and Game Pass PC.
Okay.
Quick question: was it really called Xbox Game Pass for PC before this evening?
It maybe
PC.
it was
Download.
before it was called Xbox Game Pass for PC beta, I think.
Got it.
Yeah.
Loved that ad. They got me. Stuck in my head.
Honestly, I love Dave.
What did
That
they
wasn't bad.
change it to?
The 97 Thieves. I thought I chuckled. I thought that was funny.
100.
Like, that's good. It's funny.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
That was good. I liked it.
We have so much to talk about. I'm gonna condense 2 of these headlines, but I do want to give attention to this because this sucked. Raven Software, the developers
Oh, yeah.
of Call of Duty Warzone, were told last Friday they would face layoffs on January 28th. Incredibly, as on a day where I'm sure tensions are very hot towards Activision in general, with like whether or not what was Jeff going to say at the Game Awards or whatnot. Kind of mind-blowing at the end of the week to have another reason to hate Activision. Austin O'Brien, a community manager for Call of Duty, the quality assurance team said the quality assurance team at Raven were promised raises for months by Activision. And the harsh truth is that Activision is absorbing some of the contract testers, hiring others, and the vast majority of developers are being let go. People staying are being bumped from $17 an hour to $18.50 an hour, and they're getting benefits and bonuses. The people who are all being fired, of course, are not. Austin
They're also
O'Brien,
kind of like Wisconsin or Minnesota or someplace like that. Like not someplace where there's a lot of
Madison.
other game industry jobs.
Austin said on Twitter, quote, "These people were asked to relocate to Madison, Wisconsin to work here. Now they are out of a job on January 28th. If it isn't clear, this is bullshit. It's unfair to these people to string them along, promising something better than let them go. I am infuriated right now." And a lot of the people that were let go found out, of course, because of friends or industry people before they actually got the email or got the announcement at work. And it deserves to be said, Activision's third quarter profits were high, better than 2020. This is like a trend for the company. This is like the
Warzone
sixth
doing so
time
bad.
they've done that in the last 4 years.
Is that what does Raven work on Warzone now? Is that what they're?
Yeah.
They are, yeah. They're
Supplementary?
primarily the Warzone team.
Maps, right? They did maps for.
Where it's just like
maybe
anytime
Modern
Activision comes out and they're
Warfare.
like, "Oh, we're breaking records," it's like, "Uh-oh, y'all are about to get fired." It's like
Yeah,
that's
it's garbage. It's
I don't know
absolute gutter trash.
I don't know if they hire people when they lose money. I don't know how this works for Activision, but
It's very offensive.
And
so
on the eve of them launching Pacific,
Came out today, yeah, for everyone.
Yeah. so they're like, "All right,
the
we
new
got this map
Warzone.
ready. We'll
Yeah.
let you guys off now. We don't
Yeah.
need you."
Yeah, it's garbage. It's a garbage move.
3 days ago, Activision Blizzard workers walked out. QA from other studios joined them from Texas, Minnesota, California, and then that's at Blizzard's Irvine campus as well. #WeAreRaven was trending for a little bit and is out there right now if you want to show your support. They have one demand, the people that are walking out, to give all QA testers, including those just laid off, full-time positions, which is probably a good demand to have, but I'd be shocked if that actually happened.
Hard to see, but yeah, I mean, well, and one of the kind of weird practices, and this happens in a lot of production companies as well, and happens just at G4, is like they'll hire you on and then lay you off and then hire you back again. And you're just kind of on this, this weird little rotation.
That was my QA experience when I worked at Activision, actually.
Yeah.
It's such an exploitation. It's sickening.
It's weird though, because other companies that do that, like I've freelanced for Viacom for years, right? And like they'll make you sign a new deal memo every 6 months or whatever, and what that is like you've been fired and rehired for like tax bullshit or whatever,
And like
you know?
benefits.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
And but like they just do that, like.
Yeah.
Someone will come in and be like, "Oh, you got to sign a new deal memo," and I'm like, "Okay," But like, this is so weird because it's like they're firing people, and
Right.
then they'll like hire them back later. And I don't know.
And the crunch these people allegedly had to get through was, I don't know if Viacom crunch is like that. Have you been doing crunch under those contracts?
No. Well, I mean,
Who knows?
sometimes you edit a lot, but no.
John Oliver did a thing on unions recently, and it's really good. and
Employees
everyone should watch it.
In collaboration
Everyone
with
should watch that episode.
Media Labor Union Communication Workers of America are asking workers to sign a union authorization card,
Seriously.
which could eventually lead to a company-wide vote on forming a union. The strike fund is being listed on a GoFundMe page. Their goal is $1 million, and that could be used for the current work stoppage to help people who are essentially unemployed in future strikes.
Watch that up. Very informative.
I
Very
feel like
eye-opening.
game devs should unionize. Like,
I mean, that
People have been
conversation goes
talking about it
all over the
forever.
place.
Yeah, I mean,
depending on who you
Oh,
ask.
yeah, it's so big.
yeah.
Well, I mean, the funny thing is that it's been like a few weeks ago now that somebody was like, it's like Activision is begging us to form
Yeah,
a union because they
yeah.
just keep doing things
Right.
rather than fixing their problems.
And one of the women who was sexually harassed during her time at Blizzard held a press conference this week, and sadly was not the loudest noise against Activision this week. I apologize to her. It's just crazy. It's like you show up to Activision and it's just like, can I help you? It's like, yes, I'm suing them. It's like, okay, over to the right. Like, next. It's just like, yes,
Yeah.
I'm protesting.
Yeah.
Like, that's over to the left.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll have more to report next week.
God, for a while too, when the Blizzard shit was going down, I was like, oh, Activision is like kind of keeping all the stink off of them, and then now
Oh,
it's-
because it was so
it was
focused
so
on.
hard. Now
Yeah.
it's so hard, and it's like this whole Activision Blizzard.
That's what's so
This is
disheartening about all
garbage.
this for me, though, is like, this is like the second or third time they've done this, where they had a banner year and then fired 800 people
Yeah,
or whatever.
what the F?
And it's like,
it's their trend.
and they're being sued by 800 people, and it's like, it just doesn't matter. Like they're
Doesn't.
making so much money, and all the higher ups are just still there. It's like it's like peak capitalism. There's nothing you can
Peak
do.
Capitalism.
COD,
just-
COD didn't win ongoing game. I bet they were rocked. In Activision.
Yeah.
I bet that really was a tough night. Tough night for them.
I think that was their only nomination.
Yeah. Didn't see that company pop up a lot.
Off year. for Call
But
of
also,
Duty.
it doesn't matter because like
Right.
their base isn't watching Game Awards. They don't give a shit. Potentially,
they're grinding.
yeah.
Also this week, Sony had a technology day. It's like take your kids to work day. Technology day at Sony. They showed a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with video games, but they did show an 8K PSVR system that is probably not
What?
going to exist for a super long time. 8K,
That was
baby.
this week? What was it? What?
Technology day. 8K VR headset.
But it's not PSVR 2.
No, it's just like a test. It's literally just like imagine if it was like this, but it's not. Yeah, but PS4
Okay.
2 is going to run it. It was clearly it was a clear dev. Looked very heavy.
They're like, this thing costs
Was like
$35,000.
jacked
Right,
into
yeah,
a
that's what I'm
supercomputer.
thinking.
Yeah, it had like 8 cables coming out of it and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Which is
All right, all
cool.
right.
Today is today meaning
like those
what's the month?
Naruto
December
things.
9th, 2021. We did it. Kyle, you are here. It's a very momentous podcast day. NFTs are officially on sale in video games. We did it.
Wait, what did I do?
Ubisoft?
Sorry, I got
You're
distracted.
You're here for a very important podcast.
Huber's talking about
Shikamaru's dad. When he's like jacked
Hubert,
in
I have
to
another
the
shoot
gnarly-
after this.
NFTs.
gnarly thing.
NFTs.
All right. I
And he's
don't
like
remember.
relaying all the information of the war.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that,
yeah.
It was relevant.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
reminded me
Cool.
of that.
Cool.
This one was relevant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so quartz.
Yeah.
Quartz.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
a
all
word.
right.
Yeah.
Did
You're
they
helping.
take
I
the
heard they went
website
back.
down though? Yeah, they like walked back.
Yeah, they walked us back.
YouTube,
Well,
the
no,
YouTube
yeah,
video.
took the trailer.
They
Oh.
still release. They
Unlisted.
still
Oh,
release
okay,
the
okay.
NFT.
So this is launched today in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. You buy digits. That's what they're called. Drops via cryptocurrency wallets, and then you can sell those. You know, you can customize them via customization
Actually-
options that have not been explained.
Somebody was looking into like the fine print. There's a lot of weird stuff that you can't do with it that makes it like even more strange and dodgy.
You don't say. We'll see how that goes. But
Like it
this-
almost makes it sound like even like having it appear in a YouTube video could be like a breach of the contract somehow.
But the-
Like, so what? So if I
That's
play
so
with
funny.
this dude, I'm like copyright.
Sure.
Like what?
I mean, this is such a fun story. It could have led the podcast on an off week.
It's,
Yeah.
Because it is. It is
so
basically
great.
the first big. Like, there's been NFT games out there, but so this is a big publisher botching their NFT release into a game. I don't think you can spend real dollars on them yet.
Okay.
I mean, like I could buy Bloodworths, but I think you need like in-game currency. I was seeing tweets from
Tezos
Steven Totillo
is
was
the company behind it.
Got it.
The currency that officially they're using was supposed to be quote unquote energy efficient.
so Steven Totillo was the fun journalist who was like, all right, I'll try it.
Nice.
So like you have to progress a bunch into Ghost Recon
Done. Breakpoint.
Breakpoint.
Okay.
You had to like
Already there.
progress like 1 hour in.
Cool.
And so like you could have bought one earlier today. I guess there was 2,000 of the pants. No, I think it was a gun first. I can't remember. Honestly, there's a gun, pants, and a mask.
Right.
I can't remember.
One of
which-
these days they might sell something you might want to buy. We will see.
Crazy. It's only a matter of time
I-
before this comes to Call of Duty.
But this is
and
the
stuff,
slip in,
you
right?
know?
Like,
Yeah.
why
Well,
John says
Call of
this is
Duty next year.
momentous. Yeah.
Well,
this is
Square
the
Enix and
slip-in,
Sega
yeah.
are specifically the companies that are like, oh yeah,
We're doing
you
it.
know,
Oh.
so we'll
Pokemon.
see.
Let's go.
Never.
Pokemon probably won't.
Pokemon are already NFTs. Like Pokemon are already non-fungible.
Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, of course, had some issues with their servers at launch. People are getting some free game time to make up for that. We talked about that a lot last week. Paper Mario is the next N64 game that'll be coming to Nintendo Switch Online.
So
today.
wait, see, one at a time? Like, don't get cute. I'm sick of it. Like, one at a time?
Yeah.
And you're paying monthly for this?
Yeah.
No, you're paying yearly.
Yearly.
You're buying a year.
You're buying
chunk.
a year,
in
and
for
they're
a
just
year.
like doling
feel
out.
like it.
They're
Yeah.
just tossing you
Yeah.
a cartridge like once a month
No
or
roadmap, no character card.
two. Yeah, I don't know.
And that's the thing, it has to be the best version. In these cases, they're not.
Some cases they are, but some cases they're not.
Also, minor nitpick. I saw Brad streaming Ocarina of Time on this expansion pack,
Minor nitpick.
and there's icons on the screen you can't get rid of.
Oh, the border. Yeah, a lot of people hate that.
I have issues with any kind of things in my view. Like, I freak out. Like, I have a little shield badge that I put over like my light fixture because it has a little green light sticking out.
Agents of Shield.
Yeah, it's my shield.
Is it
Yeah.
like life size?
It's like it's like this big, and I slap it. It's like Velcro, and I slap it on like annoying lights.
There are a couple head elements in Valheim where I was like, I will give this developer $500 to get rid of that little thing. I know what the jump button is. Get that off of the screen.
Get it out of there.
Let's just move it. You know what I would have led the podcast with had it not been Game Awards? How about Take-Two is suing Hazelight over It Takes Two?
The big winner, dude.
Yeah.
Get F.
They're coming harder now.
No.
Game
not-
of the year.
Yeah.
They're coming for it.
Yeah. You lose.
Well, it's like they're probably gonna lose this, but they might in some other dimension they want it, and that's enough for for a whole.
There's all
lawsuit
kinds of weird.
just to try
like,
it.
There's a lot of legal
Shot in the dark.
dissection of it, with the differences between trademark and copyright, and
I feel like
so I think they might have to lose the trademark, but they'll still keep the name and the copyright, and it's I don't know, it's weird.
I feel
Extremely
like this
stupid.
is something we talked about like 6 or 7 years ago with
Yeah.
Scrolls.
Right.
Yeah.
You remember Scrolls?
Yeah.
And
Mojang's
Bethesda
dumb
tried to
other
stop.
thing.
Yeah.
But Take-Two is going after. They just have a giant list of people, and they're like, this is one of them.
They're not gonna win that one.
Fortnite Chapter 3 leaked. We know more about it now because we talked about it a ton at the Game Awards. Spider-Man, surprisingly versatile in there.
God, the
I
zip-
saw the
oh
shout
my
out to
God.
Spider-Man 3 because he can zip to a car and then... anybody can with a grappling ability.
Have you seen it?
Um,
It'll blow your mind.
I haven't seen the gameplay of it.
it looks pretty good.
It'll actually blow your mind. Kyle.
So I
Unironically.
saw a video. I saw you can swoop and it speed. You get momentum.
Yeah. It looks pretty fun.
It doesn't blow my mind.
Better than Avengers swinging? Are you joking?
I refuse to accept that. Better than
It
Avengers.
easily is.
You're just biased.
No,
it
Avengers,
is.
Avengers
easily
Swing
is.
is dynamic.
It's way better.
I can
This
move, I
you
can move
need
where I-
something to stick the web on.
that makes it bad.
That makes it good. It's context.
Dude, you
True.
can sketch. You can sketch behind a moving
Come
car
on.
with the web.
Back to the Future
It's
stuff.
awesome.
You can hate Fortnite, but you can also acknowledge that it just does it better.
I think you are not acknowledging how good web swinging is in Marvel's Avengers.
It feels barely different from Black Widow swinging with her little things. It's the same thing.
It's not at all.
It's so similar.
You think Black Widow can just float in the air swinging on spiderwebs?
It's so
Because this
similar.
is actually, I think, Jones, this is like a question about like game design and like what you want the player to have.
Yeah.
Is it okay to have Spider-Man swing in the sky?
Depending on the game. Because the other thing Avengers done is like...
Fundamental question.
It's a fundamental game design question.
yeah.
But I mean, fun thing Avengers done that I don't think I've ever seen Spider-Man animated do is he actually switches his cartridge out. He actually like empties a cartridge of webbing and reloads it.
Nice.
Like, yeah.
You have clips, but you have infinite clips. I'm always
Right.
annoyed at any Spider-Man game where it's like you can run out. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I should have packed more. But like, it's such an interesting question to me because it's like, it's just fun to be able to swing wherever you want to swing.
It is.
And like
Yes.
in movies and TV shows, we see Spider-Man swinging in cases where like it would not make sense.
Spider-Man Homecoming in the park, 10 out of 10. Can't
sure.
swing.
Yeah.
Love that bit.
And
It's
when he's in
unexpected
the
too.
country,
Also, it's
yeah.
like my expectations for how Spider-Man will work in a game with only 7 other Marvel characters is here, whereas like just coming into Fortnite, the fact that he has web swinging at all is like, whoa.
Anybody can. Anybody can pick
It's
up
just
those
an
clips.
item.
true.
It's an
Yeah,
item.
right.
Yeah.
2 No Way Home. Speaking of Spider-Man, 2 No Way Home outfits are coming to Spider-Man Remastered. It's just outfits. Ward B, which is making the upcoming first-person shooter Oceanic, was working with Kalishnikov, which is an actual Russian arms dealer. Like whole concept like a Russian arms dealer is like not something that like is the real Russian arms dealer. They were working with them to bring one of their shotguns, the Mastodon, into real life. And Kalishnikov is making that without their approval. Kalishnikov just stopped answering their emails and phone calls, and then they're selling it anyway.
The video game gun.
Yes.
They're
From
selling the video
Oceanic.
game gun
Right.
in real life?
In real
The
life.
Mastodon.
And it looks like it.
And FBS Oceanic's like, Word B's like, should we sue them or what do we
Probably
They're a
don't.
Russian arms dealer, so I don't know if we want to
You
go
what-
banging on their door.
One thing we glazed over with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I get it. I get the movie says based off true events.
Right.
But Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a multiplayer video game based off true events.
It's so
You always want that to
It actually like makes me upset.
Bill in HBO's Last of Us had to be replaced. Previously, it was Con O'Neill from Chernobyl, but due to scheduling, he had to back out. Nick Offerman's filling in, which would be pretty good as Bill.
Chernobyl is a masterpiece.
Garfield is joining Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl today.
Why the question?
Garfield's not really a Nickelodeon
He is.
character there.
Snatched him up.
For the game, right, but is that...
No, like Viacom snatched him up.
Chris Pratt's doing Garfield, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Maybe
crazy.
not.
No, like Viacom, yeah. Nickelodeon, I think Nickelodeon owns the Ninja Turtles and Garfield right now.
Go Garfield.
Like when those rights were like up, they're like, yeah, we'll pay the price. I watched Toys That Made Us, Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
they
I've known
talk
about
about that
Ninja
in
Turtles
this.
for a while.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
solid series. I got to catch up.
Yeah.
Destiny 2 is getting the Magnum Energy Sword and other Halo weapons for Bungie's 30th. Good vibes.
I thought it was
That
a
feels
mist gun, but it's a myth gun.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
When he thought it was a gun
from
from the
Myst.
puzzle game.
Yeah.
And I was like, he was like looking at me all excited. He's like, and I'm like, what are you
gun you
talking
use in the
about?
puzzle game.
You think I've played Myst to completion? Absolutely
There's
not.
got to be one gun in Myst at some
like,
point.
I
end?
was racking my brain. I honestly
can't think of one.
maybe Cirrus and
original.
Achenar have one like hanging on the wall in the in like the mechanical age.
Sure.
Maybe.
Some raven feather gun. I don't know.
Yeah.
Marathon too. A gun from Marathon. That's cool.
Uncharted Legacy of Thieves, which is Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. No multiplayer. Does not have Uncharted 4's multiplayer. Gets you a ticket to the movie. If you're picking that up. But the versions are weird. That great, awesome catalog that you talked about with the free PlayStation games. Uncharted 4 is no longer on that. And if you, because they want you to get this.
Oh my god.
And
Then what if I want to play multiplayer? What the hell?
if you redeemed Uncharted 4 through that, you can't do the $10 upgrade to Legacy of Thieves. I tried to write it all into one sentence for also this week, and I'm like, there's just too much here. There's a lot of
You own
hoops
the
to
game.
jump through.
You can still download it on your PS5.
Me, yeah, but I'm saying others.
You know what? You got to take the hit.
Take the hit.
You got to let people who have that free version buy the $10 upgrade.
Yeah.
And then they just own that. You got to take that hit.
the hit.
At some point you have to lose money to make your customers happy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like you're doing
Strange,
the wrong thing.
strange
100%.
barriers in there in the Sony
Well, especially
marketplace.
because you can't download it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
rough.
what are you gonna do?
And
like,
it's
so
it's
strange.
weird too because I know this is probably a pretty big remaster effort, but God of War on PS5, just free upgrade, like 60 frames, looking better, looking nice, like not as big of an effort as this, but
That was a free upgrade?
yeah,
Huh.
yeah,
Spider-Man was not.
Spider-Man was not.
Right.
It was not.
George Cacioppo, former SVP at Sony Interactive Entertainment, was caught by People vs. Preds, which is a group trying to sting some people into catching pedophiles out there. And they caught him, and he's been fired.
Whoa.
Not a name we recognize,
Yeah.
but he was a senior vice president over at
Soliciting
Sony. and
from
Has this
what he
podcast
thought.
become this
See ya.
glib? We just kind of just shoot this stuff out there?
I mean,
There's been so
a
much
guy
of
we
it,
didn't
Kyle.
know is not at
nonstop.
Sony anymore
It's
for reasons that are
nonstop.
pretty easy to understand.
Yo, 10 years, this place is just gonna be crust. You said.
Yeah, you're right, man. We're on our way.
Yeah.
We're on our
Welcome
way.
to the Easy Allies Crustcast. Game Workers Unite Australia is upgrading itself to a union next year, becoming just GWA, Game Workers Australia.
Cool.
We were talking about unions. Developers in Australia can join unions. They're not as prickly about that as we are in the U.S., but it's the first time just a video game union is being formed. And the Federation of German Consumer Organizations argued that Nintendo's current eShop pre-order return policies are insufficiently flexible.
Is this German? That's
such a German.
Sufficiently flexible.
Wait, they're too flexible?
They're not.
Not
They're
flexible.
not
Not
flexible
flexible
enough.
enough.
Insufficiently inflexible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
coming
no,
after
No,
those
it's
pre-order
sufficiently
return.
flexible.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sound like
they gotta flex
I
more.
can hear someone saying that in a German accent.
That's fantastic.
Flexible.
Get him, Germany.
You are
Get him.
insufficiently flexible.
Get him.
It is now time for love and respect.
Love and respect.
From Level Capybara, 'tis the season, and in the spirit thereof, if you could receive any gift from any video game character this month, who would you pick, and what would you want it to be?
I would like to play D&D with the Life is Strange True Colors cast.
Wow.
This is weird. Okay, you don't get to pick your gifts, and you don't get to pick who gives them to you.
Steph gives me a D&D book.
This is the opposite of what Christmas is about.
Starring role you just rolled along with,
Everyone
but then
asks
this
you
is
what you want.
Duke Nukem is now in like
We should be choosing which video game characters we would love to give a gift to.
True.
that's not the
True.
question.
Oh
That's
my
not it.
gosh.
Yeah.
I actually agree with your chaos. I agree
Yeah.
with it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
into it.
You get to write this narrative.
What kind of
You get
question?
to you get to
Why would you come up with this
you get to
question?
fanfic yourself into thank you.
Okay, well, fanfic it up then. I'll fanfic. I can get any present from any video game character.
Correct.
Think of it as like a sad fantasy, Kyle. That,
Right,
that's
yeah.
more at home, right?
Yeah. I guess like I guess like I guess like a
I want
Professor O.
I want the bullet bracelet that the gal from Forspoken has. You know, where she's just like, you know, she's like shooting a machine gun out of her hand.
So in this scenario, Jones is saying you.
Yeah.
Give me your gift.
Frey.
Right.
From-
Give
me the gift.
from
I'm-
Forspoken.
right.
I want your bracelet.
I'm in my
This
office.
is mine now.
I'm in my office and she comes in like, here, Merry Christmas. And I'm like, well, thanks. I'm in Florida. And I'm like, my in-laws are like, who is that? And I'm like, she's the protagonist of it's a long story.
I'll take.
Kyle's
Duke's
upset
shades.
about it, don't
I
worry.
want Duke's shades.
There you go.
They're mine now.
Yo, those are probably disgusting.
They are at least sweaty.
They can talk.
They've got strip club grease all over.
Oh my god.
Blood any presents from gaming characters?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. It's so weird. And I'm terrible. Sure. Hookshot. Let's do a hookshot.
Hookshot.
From Zelda or from Link? Just handing that over.
You should definitely
When-
take Zelda's hook shot.
When has Zelda had a hookshot?
Yeah, at the end of the adventure, you know, it's like Link's like, I don't need this anymore.
Yeah,
Gives it to
yeah.
her.
I would want an age, like a book, a travel book from Atris, from Myst, because that's
Yeah.
like a whole
Oh,
freaking place,
yeah.
Pretty good.
and I think it would be sick.
That's dope.
From Andreas Klinthaus.
Wait, did Jones do one?
Yeah, he took those bracelets.
Oh, the
Bullet bracelets.
That's
Bullet
so
bracelets.
weird.
Jones is a psycho killer.
He just took her bracelet.
Target practice in the
took 'em.
backyard. Yeah.
She's screwed.
Yeah. She finished her adventure and then she handed them off. She didn't need them anymore. She's leveled up that spell. She's doing better spells than that now. From Andreas Klinthaus. So I've been playing Forza a lot recently, and the one constant thing that always puts a smile on my face is when I log into the game and hear my name pronounced perfectly, which I'm sure I just
Yes.
did. Why hasn't this technology been implemented in any other games?
Wait, this person likes that?
Yeah.
And Isla, it sounds like you like it too.
Dude, I am shocked and thrilled that I start that game and they actually say Isla correctly.
That's dope.
It's a game set
It's
in
trippy.
Mexico. I'm shocked they don't say Isla. I guess it's a European developer, but like, I didn't think for a second that Isla would even be in there, let alone pronounced correctly. My way.
Australian?
Oh yeah. Well, they
No,
say
the
Isla.
playground is UK.
Oh, okay.
It's a Scottish name, so.
No, but that's just about a bunch of people who come to invade that city in Mexico.
Right. Yeah, I know.
They're like, hey, let's just race. Like, there's no way they would have ever.
Stampeding on there.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
honestly really
Yeah.
bothers me.
destroying the landscape.
Smashing everybody's front yard.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful game, though.
What's one of the things that's funny about it is there's a lot of people that used to be Codemasters at Playground, and Codemasters has done this for, I don't know, 10 years or so, a thing like this now, where you pick your name. But most of the Codemasters games, it's been Dan. I've always had to like settle
You've
for
upgraded.
Dan instead
Nice.
of Daniel. But what's funny with this is like after the preview, like kind of like Kyle was saying, it was like, this is still weird. And so like I went with Nighthawk because they have all these dumb call signs in there. So they call me Nighthawk. instead.
Nighthawk.
They call me Nighthawk.
But it's so much.
Nighthawk.
It's not about technology. It's just
Right.
about brute force.
Sure.
I was
It's just
gonna say,
about
did they
giving
just
somebody
read
a
every
list of
line?
stuff in a VO booth and just making them extremely exhausted.
Dude, Nighthawk gives Bloody Edge a run for his
Yeah.
money, dude. Nighthawk.
Good
guess-
race, Nighthawk.
I I guess you're right. It makes sense
I'll get you, Nighthawk.
because every line has like a little separation. It's always like, "Hey, Isla," thing I'm about to say. It's never like, "Hey, Isla, we just finished that writ," you know.
But you'll notice too, there are a lot of times where they won't use your name. They'll call you. They'll just say superstar.
Superstar, yeah.
Yeah, that's their filler. If they don't want to do a bunch of extra lines, they'll call you superstar.
Which is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to be myself in any game generally.
I don't like.
You definitely cannot be in Forza because
there's like
there are very limited character selection options, and they all have a British accent.
Yeah. Just like real life.
Yeah, I get weirded out actually when they call me my name in that game. Actually, it doesn't bother me, but it is jarring.
Oh, and what's weird, it should be explained.
Strange.
In Forza, like it knows your
It
name.
just does it.
You do not select your name
Yeah,
from a
you do
list.
right from the beginning.
You
It's-
can,
can, but
before you even have like the first cutscene.
So I was mashing through character customization and all that. It just pulled it from like whatever my Microsoft account was.
I have heard
I think
this from
so,
people.
too. I think
I've
so,
heard this from-
too,
I've
yeah.
heard the community showcase. Somebody brought it up.
It surprised
I
me.
chose it from a list for sure.
Yeah, I chose it from a list before you even get to the character customization.
Right.
Before you get the first cutscene, it was like settings, and then here's the list of names. Pick one.
Oh, I think you're right. Actually, I think that.
I definitely did
I've
not.
heard from people that said, "I don't
Yeah.
care what you call me," and it called them their name.
Yeah.
And they were like,
Yeah, I think
"What?"
You're right, actually.
Oh,
Maybe if you choose
have
that.
faith.
And
Maybe
said
you
it
choose
pronounced
that.
it correctly, and they were like, "What?" Like,
Got
yeah.
it.
But
I would have chosen anything but my name.
Because
Fun
your
system.
name matched. Yeah, got
Yeah.
it.
I just
messed up.
realized that part of why I like it, because you said you don't like to be yourself, and it's like, I've been aspirationally playing as myself in video games for my entire life, and now I actually am myself, so I get a real thrill every time they say it.
Yeah.
Sure, all right.
Do they steal your memories in Inception or implant them or both?
In the movie Inception?
Yeah.
They mess with them.
they
They-
mess with them. They put themselves into your memories.
Extraction, I think, is more
right.
common and safer.
Okay.
Inception, he says he's only done once.
Okay.
Tangents.
Thank you.
And
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and so they're trying to do it, but he's like, it's hard.
It's midnight.
And that's putting an idea in. Yeah, we have another shoot after this, so.
Who cares?
From G,
We're here all night.
from G the Finger. My name is G the Finger, and I play video games wrong. I just completed Yakuza Like a Dragon, skipping every single cutscene.
Whoa.
No way.
What the hell?
You lost the panel.
I'm paying. I'm paying a stranger $200.
in the oven, dude.
I'm paying a stranger $200 to play Destiny 2 for me, so I can use weapons and armor without earning them.
Oh!
And yes,
Love that.
and yes, I've used hacks and modified saves in multiplayer to give myself an unfair advantage.
Oh.
Here's the thing: I have no remorse.
Oh, of course you don't.
In fact, it's
of
fun.
Of course you don't.
Go ahead and bow before our Dark Souls duel, buddy. I'll cross map your ass with an insta kill I got from a trainer. So
Oh
I've
my
been told by
God.
friends that I'm playing games incorrectly, but I'll tell you, fellas, I'm sleeping just fine. So I asked the panel, do I really owe strangers anything, or is my enjoyment all that matters? Is there a wrong way to play games?
We live in
Adoration
a
and admiration.
society.
It's like you and Dead by Daylight. The
I
wrong
mean,
way.
hacking.
The wrong
like,
way to beat Sekiro bosses.
straight up hacking like ruins the game for others, so it's messed up. You
The
shouldn't
wrong
do
way
that.
to beat
You
Sekiro
honestly
bosses
should not do
was
that.
funny.
That's like offensive. I hate when people hack and cheat.
That's what this person like.
It's super offensive.
I doubt this is limited to video games for them. You know what I mean? This person is unwilling to like think outside of their own mind
Yeah,
of like
they only
the
care about
consequences
them.
this has on other people.
yeah. Yep.
When-
Thank
And
you
what in
for
the world
being
is
a-
going to
Especially with the multiplayer
change
stuff,
this
yeah.
this life trajectory
Yeah.
that we could say on this panel?
Wow.
Like,
No wrong way to play
Freaking-
if it's not impacting others.
That's the thing. Like,
But if it's impacting others, there
Well, that's-
absolutely is a wrong
Well,
way
that's
to
the
play.
thing. That's the thing. Is like, do I owe stranger? You don't know anyone anything. That's the magic of
It's just
humanity.
about being a good human.
You don't know anyone anything. This insensitivity that you're demonstrating to your players, you could extend that to your friends and family. Like, you don't have to stop with just people online. Like, you could be mean to people at
I
Ralph's.
don't
You could
understand
be
why you're
mean.
even playing Yakuza Like a Dragon if you.
Yeah, because the combat's
right, the
fine.
gameplay is not the fun part.
The combat's fine.
No, I'm with you there. They're long. The cutscenes are long, and it is fun to upgrade your characters. The battle system's actually unique and
It's
interesting,
okay, it's
and the
fine.
city's fun to go walk through. That I'm cool with. Honestly, I'm cool with you letting somebody play for your Destiny 2 weapons.
Sure. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
cool with
fine
the hacking
too.
though,
Yeah.
at all.
The hack, when it impacts other
Yeah.
people, that's where you draw the line.
And this level of pride because
There are
it-
Destiny 2 players out there like, I can make $200 in what?
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll do it. I'll grind for you.
Yeah.
What's the quote? I'll something your ass.
Cross map?
Yeah, I'll cross map your ass. With
There's
an
definitely
insta-kill.
there's a level of pride there, and I think that's where this letter took a turn.
Yeah.
But the pride is weird because it's like
Vindictive.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, so what did you achieve? You hacked some code.
What is it?
Like,
What's the
the
quote?
computer beat someone?
You
Great,
achieved
good for
nothing.
you.
That one like rage quote. He's like, you missed the whole point of the thing. You achieved nothing. You did
Oh,
nothing.
it's
that-
Sekiro.
And that was about using trainers in Sekiro.
Yeah. Single player game. I mean,
Go
do
nuts.
whatever you want to do. Go nuts. Game genie for all I care.
Yeah.
But if you're
Yeah,
hacking
by
in online multiplayer, like take a seat.
You know what
Get out.
though? I think there's a seed of doubt. I think this person wrote that email. Is there a wrong way to play the game? They started with the first two that they knew we wouldn't have a problem with. This person wants us to pat them on the back and say like, oh, you know what? Have your own fun.
Right.
Have your own fun. It's a short life. But like honestly, you like. I know you have doubts.
I know.
I know.
There is a hint of remorse.
Yeah, you can pretend like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna bust your ass, but like we know.
I think that's my main thing about hackers a lot.
It's
Is
a cry
I hear
for
people
help.
they get like kicked from Call of Duty or something, and they're like, "Hey!" And it's like, "What are you complaining about?
Yeah.
What are you complaining about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the house always wins, man. Like what are you like you
The
you
bill comes due.
yeah
Bill
like you
comes
you
due always.
you know you ran the little scam for a while and it was good.
Yeah.
Boy, gee, the
and
finger
now
that's
Call
good.
of Duty is gonna implant some kernel level
Ricochet
thing on your PC.
launched this week, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, this week?
Ricochet, yeah.
Okay.
It's
problem
sort
with
of this
this-
weird
Ricochet
rollout, though.
courts. I can't remember all of these things.
Yeah.
The problem with this technology is it didn't take any discipline to attain it.
It's true. G the finger, I will not forget that about you. Every single time your name comes up in love and respect, I'll remember.
Cheater for life.
If I see G the finger coming at me on the battlefield,
Thank
I'm
you for being a patron.
playing another game. Time for bets. This week's bet, there's no bet next week. We're done. We lost. We lost even. Doesn't matter how this bet ends up.
Whoa.
The vociferous Beavers lost to the Jovial Penguins, but we got to wrap this bet up. Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker launched roughly 6 hours from the end of the last podcast. I wanted to know how many times FF_XIV_EN would tweet that launch day, December 3rd, 2021. That is the English Final Fantasy XIV account. Do we count replies to their tweets? So they would have a tweet, and then like 5 hours later, they'd be like, this has been resolved.
I think you gotta count those.
It's a new tweet.
know
Jovial
we
Penguins
didn't
win
count-
this either way, but this changes who won it.
Okay, because they're tweeting it. Because I remember you
Right.
said retweets.
And it is a delay. Like
Yeah, retweets and
retweets
replies
don't count.
weren't supposed to count, but I don't know.
Two other people's
replies
tweets.
themselves, like a thread, I guess.
Well, replies are tough too because I mean, like, they count. Like, okay, so if you
I
He
mean, the
specifically
parameter
said-
said they didn't count.
He specifically
Yeah.
Oh,
said
I see.
just tweets.
I see.
no replies, like two other people's tweets.
Okay.
But that's the thing. Like on Twitter, if you just click tweets, these showed up.
Yeah.
Like this is because they tweeted.
Got it.
Right.
But
Count
up to the panel. Count them.
Count them.
So that would be 7. Michael Damiani bet 5. Huber and Bloodworth bet 14. Isla bet 6. And I bet 9. 7's closer to 6, though, giving Isla the win.
Ah!
Honestly, I would have guessed 5 too.
The final scores to Jovial Penguins 31.
Just the pussy I've been looking for. I've been saving that one.
Nice. Vociferous Beavers 23.
Nom 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 nom.
And Kyle Bosman just sitting in a chair. Listen to us making weird noises.
Not on
Make
the
a
team.
sound, Bossman.
Um,
Ooh, love it.
beavers.
Love it.
Vociferous Beavers.
So I actually wrote an Or Wars this week, but we have a winner. We don't need to do Or Wars this week. I can save this for next week.
do you have a song?
I'm so
do.
confused.
But I
How
can
are you
also
not gonna
sing
do
it
Or
next
Wars?
week.
Yeah, how are you not going to do that with
But I
Kyle
can also
here?
sing it
Kyle's
next week.
here.
Should I do an Or Wars?
Real
We'll just do it
quick.
for funsies?
Yeah.
It's a 2.5
There's
hour
no
podcast.
bet. Why
Yeah,
would
yeah.
you do it?
15 a.m. Do Or Wars.
You can keep your Athens, you can keep your Rome. I'm a hometown fella and I pine for home. I want to go back to dear Wars.
Or wars.
Nice.
That was wonderful.
Who wants to go
That was-
first?
That was excellent.
I do.
That was fantastic.
I don't have 4 of them.
I do hate it.
You're meant to hate it.
Bobby Kotick or Krampus?
Oh, God.
That's a tough one. Wow.
I forgot what this game is about.
That's hard.
You just pick one and explain it.
Ooh.
And I picked my favorite answer.
Krampus?
Okay, why?
Because he's not pure evil?
There you go.
He is though.
He's just a horned
Actually,
Yeah,
goat.
he
that's
is.
the joke.
He just scares
okay,
people. He
okay.
works with Santa Claus.
Okay, all
And He
right.
just scares people that are bad.
What's it?
who's next?
My little elf boy. What'd you call Bloodworth?
Jolly old elf.
Emphasis on the old, yeah.
okay. All right. I want to go next.
Cyberpunk 2077's launch or Battlefield 2042's launch?
Jesus.
Okay, so I have between those two. I'm not up to date on the Battlefield 2042 launch. The launch of Cyberpunk is iconic. It will be remembered.
It's iconic.
Like that is part of the game's legacy. It won't be forgotten. I see Battlefield 2042 in 2 years being forgotten.
Right.
Cyberpunk will never be forgotten for at least 10 more years until we're crushed.
It is
I don't
iconic.
think they'll get a lawsuit. I don't think they'll get removed from any
Battlefield?
stores.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nothing historical.
I'll go. Intimidated.
You can share this. I want
Go
you to,
ahead,
I want you to
go ahead.
input on this here.
Oh,
So
right,
we got
right.
one
You only
left.
had 3, yeah.
The Batman that's not in Gotham Knights or the Batman that's not in Suicide Squad?
No way.
Locked and loaded, ready to go.
That's fine.
Go ahead, Vlad.
I'm gonna go with the Batman that's not in Gotham Knights. Because
That's also dead.
we don't know a lot about this guy. We don't know whether he's actually had a run-in with the owls or not. You know, they kind of talk like he hasn't. He didn't know. Yeah, sure, he didn't know. Yeah. So I think there's a good chance that he's got something cooked up for you to discover.
Kyle, tell the listeners and viewers of this podcast about patreon.com/easyallies.
That's what I get for winning?
You didn't win nothing.
Who won Or Wars?
We did a bonus Or Wars. I said Isla won the
bonus.
bet, man.
Yeah,
That's why I said we don't need to do this. And you were like, oh, sing a song. And then we did the Or Wars.
Strictly for your pleasure.
But somebody's got to win in Or Wars. It ends with wars.
Isla won Or Wars as well.
Right? And then you sing the song again.
Oh, okay. That's right. I always forget to sing it the second time.
Yeah. Because the Or Wars have ended.
That's right. I'm so sorry. You can keep your Athens, you can keep your Rome. I'm a hometown fella, and I pine for home. I want to go back to dear old Or Wars. Nice. Patreon, please.
I can't believe there's so many
Describe the benefits.
All American Rejects songs that like you're still going through their back catalog.
It's pretty incredible. A lot of work on Broadway, that group.
Patreon.com/EasyAllies is a website you would check out if you're interested in seeing more of what the Easy Allies do and what they can give to you. Because they don't just put stuff all publicly. Sometimes they'll put private videos up that only patrons can see. Sometimes posts only patrons can use. Sometimes they will do streams that patrons have contributed their ideas to. They say, Bloodworth, you gotta stream blank.
Fist was last time.
Forged in shadow.
You did what you could. Patrons, you did what you could.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Good on
Bloodworth,
ya.
he couldn't settle with the combat for
Yeah.
some reason, which is the highlight of that
It's
game.
really
Although
cool.
at the same time, I was obsessed with like fighting things that were definitely I should have come back to later.
I
was
love that.
fighting
That's
those
a-
guys.
That's
yeah.
a beauty.
The fighting is deliberate. It's not flashy or fast. It's thoughtful,
Yeah.
deliberate.
If you pay $50 or more a month to the Easy Allies patron, you can get this podcast 1 week early.
Well, if you pay $50, you'll get food reviews from Don.
Wait, is that a thing now?
Oh, yeah.
He does it as part
his
of his
fan
fan
mail.
mail, yeah.
Oh,
He's done like
I
9 of them
see.
now.
That's fun. Don's food.
Our
that's,
very top tier.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/easyallies is our shout out tier. We're going to shout out some people. You remember how these go, right? You're in the middle. So you're going right after.
Sure.
Shout out to. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Just making sure. Shout out to Caleb Togi Crawford, Christian Semniak, Elthanis, Greg the Dark Knight Kettering, and Nick. Shout out.
Shout
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 out.
out.
Isla, end this podcast. You can promote any video you want to promote. You guys, final word, anything you want to read, pretend to get sign up. Sign up.
I don't have any final words that come to mind. I'm just tired. Game Awards was fun. Don't talk about Silent Hill unless you're gonna do Silent
There
Hill.
it is.
Please watch Trash Babies, I guess. We just filmed a new one, and I have to edit it still, but it'll come out in a week or two. But Trash Babies on the whole.
What
just
is that?
Check it out.
The title sounds insensitive.
Trash Babies is dank as shit. So we play a game as suggested by our patrons at the $15 or up tiers that gets a 660 or less on Metacritic or OpenCritic. And then we decide if we want to trash it or treasure it. And then it's all going to culminate in a season finale where we find the best of the trash.
But each person on the couch can only play for
Only
for
gets to play for
10
8
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, or 8 minutes, depending on how many.
Yeah,
are on the couch,
if there are 4 people, everyone only plays it for 8 minutes. You have to hand off no matter what's happening.
You know what you should do? You should absolutely bin the games that don't win.
Bin them.
Like throw them away.
Yeah.
No.
On camera, yes. What do you mean no?
Some of those cost money.
That
I mean,
stakes. That's
for
what makes
real.
the show interesting to watch.
I've been personally buying these, but
Bin it.
I mean that's like what Best of the Worst does. They destroy them sometimes if they're mega offensive. Maybe the worst trash will
the
destroy.
worst of the worst.
Some of the things
Yeah.
that we've gotten, I definitely would not throw away.
Yeah, some of them are worth
Like,
money. I think the most I've paid for a game for that is like $60 so far, but whatever. Anyway, good night and good game.
I guess like I guess
The night before Christmas?
we've got 200 fucking games. Whoop-de-doo.
That reminds me, this console is not gross.